Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you new. Let me get a couple of minutes to myself. Can I have some me time? Can I have some me time? But you can't hide, can't hide, can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Modi J, and hey, we're getting back into movies, and today we have Netflix's own They Clone Tyrone. I think you better call Tyrone. Call him and tell him, come on, get your shit. Come on, come on, come on. Go ahead, let me know what you guys rated this movie. Now, I watched this movie from, I want to say about 1 a.m. to about 4 a.m. So it took me about 3 hours to watch the whole movie because I ain't gonna lie to you. Initially, I was thinking this movie's kind of slow. The beginning, I was like, man, this shit trash. I'm on my phone. I'm not even watching it. It picked up a little bit, in my opinion. It had its moments, and then I was like, then I was like, then I was like, then I was like, okay, this is cool. Then I was like, would I watch it again? Let me be honest with y'all, probably not. Was it a good movie? Yes. And the question I have to ask is, did they clone Tyrone or did they clone this nigga Fontaine? Or are they saying all niggas look alike? You know what I mean? What are they doing here? We seen Tyrone in the end. We seen 45 variations of Fontaine. We got a lot to talk about here because when we broke down the trailer, I knew that this movie was going to be a little bit different. You know what I mean? I knew it was going to be different. I didn't know how different. I didn't know that it was going to be a recreation, a new. Like, damn, how many clones have we got? How many people are they cloning? Where the hell is the Glen at? Where I used to live at in San Jose, we had a place down the street called Willow Glen. But let me tell you something. It wasn't niggas there. It was white people. So when they say the Glen, I'm thinking it can't be Willow Glen where I was at. It had to be Glen somewhere else. In a random city in America. OT, what up to my dog OT, the realest in the chat? Queens in here, Miss Kira, Miles, my dog Eric. Like me and Eric, pause. We built a good relationship offline. Like me and him, we talk on Instagram all the time. Whenever something going down, he'll give me his opinions. That's my dog, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? You've been rocking with the channel for a while. They cloned Tyrone. I love the way they put it together. Like, I'm not knocking the movie. I personally think it's a good movie. I don't have any interest in watching it twice unless I'm gonna watch it before like a part 2 was to drop. You know what I mean? OT said the doctor was an OG. Hey, yeah, he was the OG clone. They had that coarse hair, you know what I'm saying? It nap up when that water hit. Straighter is greater is what they tell us, right? Yeah, it had to be the South because they were taking a ticket up to Memphis. Well, that's where they were trying to go. So we got the last of the Crown Royal tonight. So make sure you got you a little drink in your hand. You know what I mean? I don't even know how we're gonna do this. To be honest with you, I'm definitely gonna open up the channel tonight so people can come on and just, Don't think you about to get comfortable up here now. You know what I mean? You gonna come into the crib, you gonna chill a little bit, we're gonna pass the drink around, you gonna tell me what you thought about it and some things. Cause I'm about to do a lot of digging on here. There's a lot of Easter eggs that need to be uncovered. Cause I literally watched this, like I said, from 12 to 3, recorded the recap, which took it's a 30-minute video because it's a 2-hour movie. First of all, I thought the movie was too damn long. Let's just be honest. 2 hours, 2 hours. So from watching it 3 hours and recording it and bouncing it down, it was roughly about 4.5, almost 5 hours worth of work. And then I had to get the screenshots for tonight. Man, I spent about 6 hours. So y'all gonna have to show some love. Support that channel, Cash App at the bottom screen. Let me tell you, I got carpal tunnel in my wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. You know what I mean? Did they clone the pimp? They did clone the pimp. You remember when they killed Nixon, there was a body of Slick Charles on the ground with the gaiters on, and he had the fur on because they took it off of the current Slick Charles and put it on the clone. So everybody was cloned. I also want to know, was Yo-Yo cloned? Because there was a moment where she had the afro out. Then when she gets set free, she's got the braids. So are they saying that was a clone of her? I mean, we don't even know. We don't even know who is who. Let's just start with Fontaine. Let's do that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into this real quick, man. Because Fontaine, I got a couple of questions. Not that's not a wig, y'all. Our black queens ain't wearing wigs. She ain't wearing a wig. That was her real deal hair. I ain't trying to hear that. Don't be coming on my channel with that nonsense. Y'all take that somewhere. That was not no wig. That was a clone yo-yo. She didn't take the wig. She ain't had no wig on. That was that natural puff, that cocoa puff. Actually, Miss Kira, if we're going off of the movie and how they were, writing it out, saying that they need drug dealers to keep us oppressed, keep feeding us drugs in the neighborhood, we need pimps. They gonna need more 304s, more yo-yos, and less of the other girl with the pink hair. You know what I mean? You out? All right, bro. I mean, it was pretty good. Now, I know there's a lot of conspiracies in this, and everybody's like, damn, man, they were dropping gems. Yes, they were. But before we go too far, it's just one part in this movie that I 1000% disagreed with. 1000%. Because you always hear people saying that they're pushing agendas. They were showing the stereotypes here and why the hood is the way it is, why Chinatown is the way it is, because they were, saying keeping them in their area also. But there's one moment in this whole movie that I looked at and I said, I ain't heard not one person speak on it, but that's why you guys come to my channel, because I'm here to speak on it today. And we've seen it in multiple movies. Everyone talks about the agenda getting pushed. No one ever mentions this agenda. Why every time we got a pimp in a 304, this nigga falling in love with her? They pushing that on us. Man, Snoop told us in 94, we don't love these hoes. Fontaine, he over here shot up. We got Slick Charles talking about, I ain't never said this, but I got these feelings. Why every time we got a 304, a nigga got to fall in love with her? Stop pushing that on us, man. Don't nobody ever speak on that. Hustle and Flow did the same thing. DJ had all these hoes in the house. Baby mama kicked her out. He living up with her. But they pushed that on us, and not one of you niggas say anything about it. But guess what I do? I speak on it because y'all won't. Y'all talk about everything else. The other agendas that you think that they pushing, but don't none of you niggas talk about for us regular folks. Stop pushing falling in love with a 304 on me. Why couldn't that nigga be a pimp and go to Memphis and be a pimp? Why that nigga gotta fall in love with the top hoe? Why? Why do we always see that? This nigga, you remember when they went out to get the information of where Yo-Yo was in the other one? She was running through the parking lot, well, through that little empty field, and he said, don't make me sweat in this bird. Like, all of a sudden, this nigga, you know what? You've been working these streets long enough, baby. I love you. Like, man, stop pushing that bullshit on us. Ain't nobody trying to see that on television. At least I'm not. But hey, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just letting you guys know what I see. But let's talk about Fontaine. And we're going to really touch on that when we get there because, hey, man, like y'all said, man, they pushing that agenda. Fontaine, He got the same routine. Fontaine reminds me of me. Back when I was about 20 years old, I was doing the same ignorant shit over and over. Hitting the liquor store, getting a bottle of E and J. Let me get one of them scratcher tickets right there. Losing all my money. Now I ain't have a young partner to roll with like Junebug. Now Junebug, we just gotta say what it is. Junebug was a little snitch. Junebug was riding around snitching on people. That's what Junebug did for money. You needed to know where somebody would go to Junebug. Junebug, no. Junebug. What was his name? Moss? I think this was Moss or his boy was Moss. I don't know. There's a lot of character names, but Junebug rolling around talking about SpongeBob and Teller. He got a Capri Sun. There you go, right there, over there in the corner. I remember when SpongeBob and Patrick, they got a job and they were crying on each other. Like, damn, Junebug, ain't nobody watch SpongeBob like that. We don't remember all that. Junebug was even trying to get put on in the game. What up, Brillo? Shout out to my dog Brillo. And he said the movie was a 9.5. Hey, for me, I got a little lower than that. It was a good movie. It was just, I don't know, man. It was just certain parts I was like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, he did say he was a Squidward. And then Fontaine said, I ain't no Squidward. Now, me, I am a Squidward. I ain't going. I like Squidward's character. It's better that than being Patrick. Hey, SpongeBob. So they riding around the city, and we see from a perspective of us out of the streeters, we see that Fontaine's really about that money. He's riding around the city looking for this gentleman here because he owes him a little bit of money, and plus he's dealing in the wrong area. Now, our boy J. Alfonso is in here also, and that's Isaac the boss man. So let me see something. He creeping around, he breaks old boy's leg. Now we get introduced to Isaac, and that's what I was talking about when we first got on here. Man, where's my free time? Why can't I get some free time? I need some me time. What y'all think about Isaac? He didn't really play a big role, but he was he was always in the mix. I mean, he was kind of goofy, especially with the gun up under up under the these niggas left about the barbershop with the apron on still. He over here shaving. Who shaves? I cut my beard down, but I'm not in the mirror trying to shave everything off. Like, man, I'm too old for the, you know what I'm saying, the baby face assassin. Do y'all think that Isaac was a good character? I mean, for what he did, I definitely appreciate that because it worked out for the storyline. I do like how they did that plan. But do you think that Isaac, they did right with him being kind of goofy, kind of silly? Because he wasn't really the brightest. I rock with him. Now I know he's in P Valley. I know several people they don't really fuck with P Valley. The man can act to me, so it's cool seeing this nigga on TV. He's in a couple movies, but he plays the same role every single time. He's getting cast typed. I'm talking about every time we see him, this nigga a gangster. This nigga trying to fight somebody, trying to shoot somebody. I ain't no clone, man. I'm the real deal. You know what I mean? I'm the real deal. Clones don't come out like, man, my shit fucked up, man. This goddamn pimple been on here for like 2 weeks now. If I was a clone, man, I coming out smooth. Man, if they clone me, this hairline gonna be better than what it is. Please. They ain't about to clone me. And plus, what were they gonna clone me for? Y'all get on here, y'all don't pay no attention to what I'm talking about anyway. So it's not like y'all go to work and be like, Mo said do this. So the cloning me will be useless. You're not gonna gain anything by cloning me. Ask yourself right now, if they cloned you, what would the world gain? Would you be holding us back or would you be pushing us forward? If they cloned you right now, would you be part of the Glen holding us back or would you be pushing us forward to better days? Because they clone me. Now I'm hitting the liquor store every day if I know I'm coming back as a clone. It's gonna be some memorable moments, I tell you that. Eric said my clone taking over the world. Yeah, all right, nigga. Well, tell your clone to holler at my clone and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take over the world. Maybe like just a little town, a little bit of land, maybe about 30, 40 acres. I'll take over that. I don't need the world. Miles said body parts. I mean, I guess you could. Of course, it's a movie, but a lot of people they're talking about Jamie in real life. I know we all over the place, but we're just talking about anything that deals with the movie. You know, I put up the video where Jamie was talking. People, oh, they cloned Jamie. Well, first of all, when you clone somebody, you know they start off as an infant, right? They don't just come out as a human, like an adult human, right? That's why they said they had the decanting process. So basically, it was like a body, and they were filling it up with whatever they were filling it up. If you remember, there was one guy that said when they went into the house, the next day when they went into the house, he said our bodies are 83 to 84% water. So that's why they had the decanting process to show you that the clones were getting filled up before they got brought out. They didn't clone Jamie. That ain't Jamie. I don't know who he is. I mean, they say everybody a clone. I'm the only person that's been to the hospital, came out the hospital, ain't no one ever called me a clone except for Torian. No one ever called me a clone. But what I'm gonna do is because we got the recap, man. I got a 30-minute recap. We're not gonna recap it. We're just gonna talk about different moments. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. So if you want to come up here, it's gonna be kind of a discussion board where you know we get up here and you just talk about your moment. I was joking around, man. You get comfortable. But there's moments in this movie where I looked at it and it made me think, damn, that's really what's going on. Did you guys notice in the chicken commercial, there was a nigga in there dancing, doing this shit? I was like, what? Let me see if I can find it. It was a nigga dancing, but that's how it is. When you watch these Popeyes, love that chicken from Popeyes. Niggas be in there dancing. I ain't never been to a Popeyes that was that lit. I'm just gonna be real with you. They be talking about, yeah, with all the Louisiana flavor and sounds. Look at this dude. This dude was in here getting it. He's in here dancing and shit. I'm like, damn, all that for some chicken? I love me some chicken, but I ain't in that motherfucker dancing. Man, those churches, oh, they getting turned in the church. They were getting turned in the church. Ladies were twerking. They had that grape drink in there, man. That's the kind of church I'm trying to attend, but that church kind of looked like an older crowd, you know. That's that highest Mount Zion. That ain't the regular Mount Zion. That's the highest Mount Zion. They let it be known. Let me see something. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Let's look at all the moments where niggas with nigga in. So we got them on TV dancing for the chicken, having a grand old time. When I went to Popeyes, when you watch a Popeyes commercial, you got that lady with the apron on, nice smile. Oh, we got that new shrimp box down here at Popeyes. You're like, oh damn, they got a shrimp box over at Popeyes. Now I'm not a big fan of shrimp, so I always wonder how the hell are they selling shrimp out of Popeye? Ain't shrimp kind of expensive, but neither here or there. She got marching bands behind her. I said, damn, I don't get none of this when I go up there. The macaroni don't be that good over at Popeye. Now they be having some spicy chicken and that's good. Sometimes I get mild, but most of the time I get spicy. What you want? Spicy, medium, or mild? Man, let me get that medium. But I try not to eat, you know, at Popeyes as much. You know what I'm saying? I need some chicken wings. So we got the dancing for the chicken. We got the Negroes in here cutting up because ain't nothing that damn funny. Let me be real with you. Ain't nothing that funny where you in there getting fed and laughing. First of all, I never been fed. And second of all, I ain't trying to laugh while somebody's feeding me. You might choke on something. Pause. Eat this chicken. Oh, what else they put it in? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Damn, I gotta charge that motherfucker. Uh-huh. Too clean to perm cream because straighter is greater. Now, you guys know our boy, R.I.P. to the man, Malcolm X. Man, stop putting that white man chemical in y'all head. I know everybody was upset when they found out Karen 2 and all those natural products that were going to black women were owned by white people. It is what it is. Don't put this perm in your head because straighter is greater. Let your soul glow. So, hey, they telling you right now. Now, everybody will talk about, man, this is going on in real life. But let me tell you something. Y'all watch the movie, y'all ain't gonna change up nothing. It's still gonna be wigs in the hood. Hell, it's still gonna be wigs everywhere. Niggas still gonna be straightening they shit up. Niggas is still gonna be eating chicken. But don't be getting that hair perm. Don't use too clean, too perm cream. Just let your soul glow. See, the difference is Soul Glow was owned by a black man. Soul Glow got that curl wet. Pause. Too clean, perm cream, it ain't doing it for you. It ain't doing nothing but burning it out. That's all this is doing, is burning it out. Oh, let me ask you guys this question, just to make sure you all were paying attention. There were two MVPs. Who were the MVPs of They Clone Tyrone? Who were the two MVPs of They Clone Tyrone? Candy, you talking about this powdery substance. Now, as soon as he started hitting this, he laughing. Like, damn, you tickle me Elmo over there? Yo-Yo and Slick Charles? Hey, come on, Torian. Torian, you my brother, man. But you know I don't make these. I do not make these that easy. There's two MVPs. Who were the MVPs in They Clone Tyrone? Come on, you got to think outside the box. You know I don't make this stuff easy for y'all. Come on, pay attention. Pay attention. But that powdery substance right there, man, that texture, ooh, that look like Noma's work. That right there might be some pure right there. The man outside the liquor store, oh, you talking about my dog Frog. But if you notice, Frog, he knew everything that was going on. He just couldn't explain it in a way that you could understand. You had to decipher between it because he's been out there. He's the only one that really knows what's going on because they not cloning Frog. Why would you clone Frog when everybody with everything we got going on is gonna turn into Frog? The OG Junebug. Nah, come on, man. Y'all ain't even trying right now. Y'all just throwing stuff out there. Y'all like, man, we just gonna say some shit, piss Mo off, man. We ain't gonna give you the real answer. There are two MVPs in the Netflix movie. They cloned Tyrone. Come on, it's me. You gotta think. You gotta think. If I'm telling you that there's something in the movie, there was a moment where you see two MVPs and they clone Tyrone. But I'm gonna drop the link, see what you guys got to say, and eventually I'm gonna show you guys what I was talking about. So hit the link if you want to come up. Basically, let me know what you liked about the movie because I'm gonna bring up. I think there's some people that actually explain the ending because I want to know, did they clone Tyrone or did they clone Fontaine? And Fontaine is Tyrone, or is Tyrone cloned and he's Fontaine? You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna drop the link. You guys can come up here, talk about what you liked, and we're gonna try to point some things out and try to figure it out together. Put a one in the chat if you want me to go ahead and put who the MVPs were, or put a two in the chat if we'll wait. Because we 25 minutes in? So the link is in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it up there. You come up, you know what I'm saying? Just be on the camera in the back before I pull you up. Just if you don't want to be on the camera, just be on the camera back here so I can make sure, you know what I'm saying, even though you subscribe. But yeah, just be on the camera and then you can turn it off when I bring you up. All right, I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Someone mentioned where they were at, though. Someone mentioned where the MVPs were at, but they didn't stick to it. All I'm gonna say is where the dollars at. That should be enough. Where them dollars at? That should be enough to kind of know what I'm talking about. I got you, Tori. I'm gonna bring you up, brother. What's going on, Tori?
What's going on?
That much, man. Been running around all day. Had to get back on here to talk about it. I wish, like, once I get set up everywhere, we'll start having these closer to the actual release date. 'Cause I feel like once we wait 2 or 3 days, it kind of loses the momentum. But what did you
Well, I
think
mean, it's still, I
overall
mean,
about
it's still, I mean, it's still in the algorithm. I mean, it just came out Friday and it's on Netflix. So, yeah, I think people could watch this at any time. So it is what it is. But I really did enjoy this movie. This movie actually surpassed my expectations, which are already kind of like mid surface. But this movie actually really was really, really good. It was very well played out, well written, well directed. Um, I would watch it again.
Yeah, so for me, it was a good movie. I'm not knocking. It was a good movie. It held my attention. I just don't think that I could watch it again unless I'm trying to see something I didn't see or I'm getting
Hmm.
prepared for a part two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, the music in this movie was good. The soundtrack was really good.
Oh, the music was good, the acting was good, the cinematography was good. Like the whole movie overall was good. I mean, I only gave it a 7 just because I don't feel like there's any rewatch value to it. But other than that, I like the storyline and stuff. It was
The creepy part for me, and I had wrote it in the chat. I don't know if you saw it. Was the club scene when they came up and then the DJ quote unquote switched the music and all the people just went into the trance and then he said you're under mind control and the way he said it was even creepy. He said you're under mind
mind
control,
control.
like
Yep.
like and how he said it. And then when they left out of there, they took off. It looked like World War Z. They looked like zombies. That's literally what it reminded me, like a zombie apocalypse.
Well, since we talking about the strip club, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all who the MVPs are. I don't know how y'all didn't notice. There's 2 MVPs and they clone Tyrone. I give you guys one more chance. Go ahead, put your last answers in. I'm gonna bring up the 2 MVPs. It was right in your face. You guys are in the right location. You just have to tell me who they were.
You said it was at the strip club.
Hey, where the
You know,
dollars at? You guys are in the right location. You guys are getting hotter. You guys are warm right now, but you got to tell me who it was. I should make. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this and tell y'all how much I was gonna give if y'all figured this out. Let me see. I'll just bring it up because y'all not gonna get it. Y'all not gonna get it. But the 2 MVPs are damn. Where is that? The 2 MVPs are none other than
why did I have a
Dominique
feeling
and
that I bet you it's gonna be like some kind of wording, it's gonna be some kind of a sign. Because you've done this before. It was never a person, it was always a sign or some
it
type
has
of
to be
writing.
exactly. I think Big Sis had it. She said the strip club dressing room. Yep, that's what it was. I see now, like, damn, all right, I'm gonna hit them with that tomorrow. Who's the MVPs of the movie? So Dominique and Unique. It's our 2 MVPs. That's what I'm watching when I'm watching these shows. What can I see in the background? Just like random. Like when they were putting this together, who was like, hey, let's put MVP signs up under their names.
Hmm.
Which has me thinking, is Dominique and Unique like somebody that was working on set or something? Like, hey, y'all were MVPs for this? I don't know, man. That's just how my thought process is. But where did they come out of,
Only
y'all?
only only you, Mo, like because I that was far from my mind when this scene came up.
No, but the only reason I seen this is because when they came out of here, it was like, damn, I hate to say it, but niggas be at the strip club. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I was like, damn, all right, that was cool. That was, what I'm saying, just a little fun moment right there. But like you said, the mind control when they came in, because a lot of people, a lot of issues from the community do stem from the club. It might be a little incident of bumping into somebody,
Hmm.
talking to somebody's girl. And of course, like you said, it's the zombie apocalypse on the outside. Now, I like how they did that. To me, that was good. Like the little zombie apocalypse, and basically showing that everybody was under a spell, under mind control. Because this DJ, he did the right thing, and that's one thing we always see people like, man, who let this white boy in here? Why is he DJing? But look at him. He changed up the music. He slowed it down. Now you're under mind control.
And he literally was the only white person in that club.
Facts.
And he was the one controlling the music. And they always say the DJ is what keeps the party going. Once the DJ stops playing music, the party is over.
Damn. I mean, that was cool though.
And notice what the playlist said. It was called the Ruckus Playlist.
And if you remember in the opening scene, old boy was trying to sell Ruckus mixtapes out the car. Remember the girl said, "Oh, I don't want no Ruckus mixtape."
Yeah.
So they were playing Ruckus throughout the whole movie. The DJ is black. He's a fell. Oh yeah, I didn't even see. I can't even see. Oh, he do got the little mini afro.
Oh, good catch.
Hey, thank you, Miss Kira. I tried to get a picture. I forgot about the DJ having that mini afro.
And anybody who like was white with an afro in the movie was a failed clone.
Exactly. They were one of the beginning clones before he got the genetics right.
Yeah.
Because we got him with the afro, we got the scientist with the afro, and we also had the manager at the chicken
spot. Yeah.
You got a picture in here. What did you think? What did you think about when we first met Slick Charles? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jamie Foxx is a hell of an actor.
Yeah,
like, he played Slick Charles. See it like, damn, they done sent the ghost over here. Man, they did a good job. Well, he did a good job. Let me put it like that. Because the character was believable. It was like, all right, could we also find out? Well, so let me ask you this real quick. As far as Slick Charles, was the Slick Charles we seen, was he cloned? Because remember, he said he won the International Players Ball in 95, but later on, he told Fontaine, I never really won it. So is he saying his clone never won it, or is he saying he never won it?
I'm thinking he's saying he never won it.
So he was lying?
Well, see, this is why I need to go back and watch it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I was like, man, what the hell is going on here? Because I believe that he won 1995. Man, you can't lie about the Players Ball. I never won the Players Ball. So when he said, I was like, all right, I believe Slick Charles. But then when he sat down, he said he didn't believe it. But remember, he was talking to a clone Fontaine.
Like Eric said in the chat, the Slick that we were seeing like throughout the movie was the clone. The one when they went down into the lab in the tank, that was the one he was cloned from.
But I thought the ones in the tank are the clones, though. You know what I mean? When you're in that tank and when they decant it, that's turning that body into the clone. I don't know, man. That's why I said this movie was kind of confusing. I was like, man, what the hell? Because I might be wrong. Y'all might be right. Probably. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just watching. But so all right, Slick Charles was a clone. Fontaine, this was his second clone that we seen because he died in the beginning. So this clone was the clone of the one we originally saw. But is this clone from Tyrone? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just too hard to follow for me. So Slick Charles. Yeah, because Slick Charles killed the clone that was in the container at the end when they put the gators in the furs on them.
Yeah.
The clone is from Fontaine. See, man, we're gonna hold on. Let me bring up some articles. I gotta see what the hell is going on. When I was watching, I sat up and I was like, what the hell? All right, so they show us Tyrone, but they also show a clone Fontaine on the TV screen at the end of the movie. Everyone's looking at him, and they're out. It looked like California. They're looking at him like, "Ain't that you, Tyrone?" I don't know, man. This is too tough.
Remember, they said that they had those underground labs in various states. Yeah. LA was one of those cities.
Chicago, LA, yeah.
And LA, I think was the first place that they put them at. I think LA was like the first place they did them in before they started to expand. So it could very well mean that that Tyrone is probably the original person that they stemmed all this from.
All right, here we go. What is this? Hold on, let me see. They clone Tyrone, reveals a neighbor's dark secret. Blah blah blah. So they referenced Kevin Bacon a couple of times in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the Hollow Man. Hey, that's actually a pretty good movie.
It is.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that this week.
They mentioned Nancy Drew because that's what she said was an inspiration for her for why she was always such an investigative type of person.
Come on, man. We not disabling our. We just disabled the ad blocker. Oh well. Screen Rant, we not gonna use you. I tried to give you some promo, but never mind. Let me see. You went to go see that Barbie movie?
Hell no.
Oh, you ain't part of the culture? See, everybody will watch they clone Tyrone and talk about, yeah, man, this is what they doing, man. They pushing this agenda. Whole time ain't nobody even mentioned Barbie. So that's why I like, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't listen to what you Negroes is talking about. We just all on here with an opinion. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. See, I'm trying to find if there's any information on what Slick Charles was. Was he the clone? Was he the original? I mean, I'm assuming none of them were the original. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is it based on a true story? Why would they even make this article? Look, on USA Today, is they clone Tyrone based on a true? Who asked this question?
And then it says it plays like it could be, so that means it's not. But the way that they wrote it was so good that it feels like it could have been.
They answered their own question right here. Like, come on, man.
You know what also got me too, Mo, was when Fontaine finally kicked the door open and saw and heard that it was a recorder with his mother's voice on it. That part was crazy.
So,
because I knew something had to be up with that, because it's like she keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again, and it's programmed to respond to whenever he knocks on the door and asks a question. And then when it was responding a certain way, I said, yeah, that has to be a recorder.
Yeah, let me see something. So that's one thing. I was looking at the movie and I was like, wait a minute. What is this? So this nigga never checked on his mom? You know what I mean? Like, so you just knock on your mom's door every single day. You live with your mom. You ain't seen her in weeks. Mom, you want something to eat? He had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was cut in halves. He's about to give his mama a half, and he was going to eat a half. Mama, you want something to eat? She said, oh, no, they had a fish fry. I'm watching my stories, and it was every single day that it was happening. I thought I had a picture of the recorder. I like how they showed us the plan, though. You remember how they did the plan? They took the clone Fontaine, knocked him out, locked him up in a hotel room, the motel. And then they went and they showed how everything played out with Isaac. I liked how they did that.
Yeah.
Because at first I was wondering, all right, so they didn't tied up Fontaine, but then it was like, oh, he's shot. He's down in the damn body bag. He wasn't woke like Frog. I don't think Frog was woke here. I think Frog was a drunk. I tell you that, hey, the saying is the liquor, I'll tell you who someone really is. The truth will come out when you drink a little bit of liquor. You give Frog, listen, hear me out, y'all. If you know Frog in real life, if you give Frog a 40, you tell him to pick your lottery numbers, just know this. In the morning, you're going to be a very, very rich person.
I just thought for sure Fontaine was going to win on that scratch off if he just kept on scratching, because he only scratched one circle when it was 4 of them. And then he scratched the other 3 and he said, oh, you lost. I was like, okay.
One of the days he only scratched off you lost and he just threw the card.
He did that multiple days. He finally, it was one day he finally scratched all of them, but he ended up losing regardless. And like someone said in the chat earlier, I thought they was gonna put the stuff inside of the Capri Sun, and that Junebug was a clone because he always was drinking on a Capri Sun.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But when you really think about it, as long as Junebug is, who is Junebug hanging around?
Fontaine.
That's all the influence you need. You don't even need to go that far to Capri Sun. As long as he's hanging around Fontaine, telling on people for $15, $5. Remember, Junebug said he wanted to be put on. He wanted to be in the game. That's because who he's hanging around. So as long as you keep bringing back Fontaine to let him do all this shit that he shouldn't be doing as a child, he's going to be hooked on it.
And then I said one of the downsides for me in this movie was Chester's damn wig.
Oh, Chester, Mr. No Talk. Okay.
That wig looked like the short version of what they had Eddie Murphy wearing in Vampire in Brooklyn.
Hey man, Vampire in Brooklyn was ahead of his time. We didn't have much. We didn't have much back then, man. We made it work. But yeah, he did. Chester came out with the suit, the fro, like you could tell that it was like glued on.
Yeah. He had the conch in his head. He had the Terrence Howard.
Hey, for real, he did have a Terrence Howard. That it was like a Lego wig. You know, you just pop that mug on
and just put it on there. You could like pop it off. Yeah.
Let me see. I got a picture of Mr. Chester. I'm gonna read what USA Today got to say because you know they unseasoned chicken. We need that chicken from the movie. That's what we need. Let me see. Where was Mr. Charles at? I mean, not Charles. Here we go. I know we can't really even see it, but that thing is terrible, man. They could have just gave him a regular haircut. Why are they making it seem like every black person just walks around with a mini afro? Like my boy Torian don't walk around with an afro. He get his braided up. When I had my hair, I had mine braided up. When it was at this stage, I'm trying to do something. I'm not just matting down a little baby afro, but I guess. I guess when you working for the man, you got to do what you got to do, right? True story. So while I was in the military, like I used to have braids while I was in the military. My hair was long. It's probably like this long. If I find a picture, what I used to do though, every morning, well, at nighttime, I wash my hair or I just wet it and I lay it down and I slick it. I slick it down with this gel, put my do-rag on. So when I came to work, it was all laid down so I could fit it up under my hat. And on the weekends, I get my hair braided. That's just how I was in the military. Like, man, I had a whole, like, it was like kid and play length. That's how long that my hair was. But I was never walking around with a matted afro. You said what?
As the lady said, the shrinkage was real.
Oh yeah, man. Chester looked like a young Uncle Jerome. I can see that. He kind of. I thought it was Michael Jai White at first. That would have been cool just to be.
The way he had that stoic look, like he had that serious look, like it was like most expressionless. I can see why someone would think that. And notice they always had him in darkness. Like he was never in any light. He was always shrouded in darkness.
Did it feel like the movie had like a grain over it, like a grainish
like a filter? Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's what looked. I guess that's the look that we're really going for. Even when it was bright outside, you could still feel that look at that grainy kind of look. I guess that's, like I said, that was the look they were going to, because that was supposed to fit the environment. It's not supposed to be this bright, colorful utopia. It's supposed to represent what that environment is, and I think they got it spot on with that.
All right.
This part made me mad at Biddy, because I'm like, damn, she was almost away, and you just had to acknowledge her presence, and now they know it's her.
So what I want to ask you and all the Moettes, hey, what did she put in the mailbox? She put an envelope in there. Did they explain that?
Yeah, because when they captured her, Kiefer Sutherland's character, when she was inside the box, he was reading that file that she put in that mailbox. It was basically her
Oh,
sending. It was basically her sending all this evidence to like a major publication exposing what they were doing. If Biddy did not expose who she was, then they would have got exposed and she would have never gotten captured. But yes, he got the file. When they captured her, they went to the mailbox, got the file, and he was reading off. And they even showed it, like what she had. Like she had a lot of evidence. Like she had pictures and everything.
yeah, because I remember when she was in there, he was reading. I didn't know he was reading off that. I was just wondering, what did she drop in there
Yeah,
as if
that's
it
what it
needed?
was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she was sending it to like, because remember she said she wanted to work for the Times or the Post or something like that. I think that's what she was sending it, like a big major publication to put out there to expose who they were.
Not knocking my girl Yo, but this disguise is terrible. Ain't no one walking around the Glen like this with a trench coat with the hat on top of the afro. If she had braids up under this wig, she should have just been wearing the braids.
But no, but this, as you can see, the wig actually served a purpose because remember when they shot at her, the bullet got caught up in the wig and didn't hit her head, and that's when she snatched the wig off. That's a black exploitation thing for your ass right there. And you can tell they actually pulled from like black exploitation films of the 70s for this movie. It's very heavily influenced, especially with her and Slick Charles's character. Like, look at the type of guns they had. Like, they had them old 70s guns.
That's what I was wondering. What time frame is this?
That's well, you can tell that it's modern day because remember she mentioned something about a blockchain and Bitcoin, so that let me know what it's present day.
See, that's what I was thinking is present day, but well, it
The
had
way
to be
that
present day.
the way that we're dressing and like carrying themselves, you would think it was old. Like, one thing that I got from Slick Charles is that based on how he was dressed, it's like remember he kept mentioning about the 1995 International Play Ball.
Yeah.
For me, with his character, it seems like he was stuck in a time frame in an era that he didn't want to let go of. I call it the Peter Pan effect, where you don't want to grow up, like you're stuck. Like if you love that nostalgic so much that you can't let it go. So the way that you talk, the way that you move, the way that you dress, literally mimics that time frame that you love and you don't want to evolve forward. Like that's the vibe I got from him. Like look at the type, like I said again, look at the type of gun he had. He had one of them small gold revolver guns. Like who's walking around with something like that in 2023?
I don't know. Like you said, he was stuck in the time, but they did have the SUV that they said only ball players, celebrities would drive. You know what I mean? So it seemed like it was current, but all of the TVs seemed old. Even the perm box seemed old. Like this looks when I see
Well,
this.
I guess what also you can also say is that no matter like even with the tone and the theme of the movie, that this could have happened at any time period. So we're just kind of like throw little subtle things of every time of as many time periods as we possibly can because this could have happened anytime. Yeah, Queen Yolanda said Bitcoin. Yeah, she said Bitcoin and blockchain.
Yeah, blockchain was the future that she was talking about.
Because they didn't really establish a year except when he said 1995.
So they're saying the 70s galore. Well, that's Wikipedia. Never mind. I don't know what because it was the Suburban on there. That Suburban wasn't out in the 70s.
Let's just say the time period was ambiguous in this movie.
I don't know, man. I mean, it was a good movie. It had me everywhere. Did you know this is David Allen Greer?
Oh yeah, Reverend Leon Lonnie Love. When I saw that, that's immediately who I thought of. When I saw them, I was like, "Oh snap! They got David Allen Greer in here," and I immediately thought of Reverend Leon Lonnie Love and Martin.
So it like
This
even
part had me. This part had me dying the most in the whole movie. Like how they transition from gospel to R&B was so smooth, because I was literally like feeling the vibe of the gospel music they was playing, and all of a sudden just transitioned into R&B. I was like, hold on, like what just happened? Like they turned that thing into a whole club while having the grape drink on the tray and all those empty cups. And the thing is, notice that grape drink bottle was empty, which means they took a few sips of that grape drink.
Well, it's communion.
I know, but it was empty though. That's the thing, and that's a big bottle.
Well, when I go in there, I need a whole roll of little crackers. I need me, I don't be drinking out the little bitty sippy cup. No. I need me a glass. You passing that grape drink around, it better be cold too, Pastor. Shit, well, maybe, damn. They got mind control over me because I'm trying to tear that up.
And peep too, Mo, that when Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Slick Charles were at the church, it was daytime. By the time they finally decided to make a move, it was nighttime. So it makes me wonder, how long were they in that church before they left?
I'm gonna show you how long they were. Look at this. They were in there all day. The club
literally
was just
all
getting started.
day.
The club was just getting started.
Like they literally did not leave. They did not get up until it was dark. The church was closed and they were still there.
Now watch this, man. It was a lady in the middle. If you watch in the middle of the screen, there's a lady twerking on the old man. Yeah. If you watch, this lady was twerking on this old man. But this ain't that bad of a church, and it's an older crowd though. So you probably got to show up at like 9 o'clock. I'm trying to show up for that 11 o'clock service though. But the 9 o'clock look like it gets jumping though.
Now I want to look up that song "Trust."
Did you notice this?
Oh, the Jesus?
The white Jesus?
The white Jesus.
In the black church?
Yeah. Now that's very realistic.
Exactly.
That's very realistic.
Man, this church don't look that bad. Look, she talking about, yeah, girl, I come here every Sunday.
I bet they had and I'm gonna be honest, I bet they had a fun time filming this one scene right here. I bet they did. They probably had a good time filming this scene. You can always tell what scenes they had fun filming, and that one you can tell they had a good time.
Overall, I was looking at what they were talking about behind the scenes. They were saying, man, they were having a good ass time recording this.
You can tell. This movie, I'm gonna be honest, this movie looked like it was fun to shoot. And Mo, remember the part when they went not in this part in the elevator, but when they was at the elevator at the house, and when they was taking the elevator downstairs, all of a sudden Jamie Foxx started singing "I'm Going Down," and then Yo-Yo joined in with him and started singing with him too. That was all improv.
That was in the church, wasn't? That was the church one where they went down for that one.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was when they went down the first time or the second time, but when Slick Shaw started singing "I'm Going Down" and Yo-Yo joined in, that was all improv. Like Teyonah Parris, who plays Yo-Yo, actually confirmed that. And when I saw it, I said this has to be improv, because the way that Fontaine looked at both of them, it looked like what are y'all doing? That's not in the script, but they just kind of ran along with it. So I thought that was funny, because I'm gonna be honest, I would be the one that probably do it too.
Yeah, because remember the first time they went down, Slick Charles was scared because Yo-Yo pulled her gun out and he was like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing on here with y'all. And they had the Michael Jackson playing. So once they started getting closer, he pulled his gun out and Yo-Yo was like, I knew you would. That's right. So it was when they went down to church is when they started singing. Do I got a picture of that one? Damn, I don't think I do. But yeah, that I ain't gonna lie, that was a good part. On my recap, I actually sing the song on there. I'm going down, baby. My whole world's upside. He did look back like, hey man, we didn't get focused, but it. So, what do you think about the whole Michael Jackson? They played Michael Jackson a few times.
The first time when they went down there and he was playing "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," and it was that doctor that was inside of there, concocting whatever they was concocting. That's when Slick Charles thought that powdery substance was cocaine, but it was something else. It was stuff they was putting in the chicken. They just didn't know it yet. And him and Yo-Yo started tweaking, and that's when Slick Charles shot the doctor square right in the chest.
Man, that's because what was Yo-Yo thinking? Yo-Yo
When
was
they
over there mixing chemicals. He told her don't touch anything. She mixing up chemicals and blowing stuff
and
up.
that was so funny because she started sniffing and she's like, "Oh, pop!" right there in the chest because he got scared.
That crew right there. Nixon was right. He said we got a pimp, we got a drug dealer, we got a
It's
304.
an unlikely trio. Like you would never think these three would come together to figure some shit out like that. Like that, and that's what made it work because it wasn't the cliche of, oh, we got all these people, like all our ducks in a row, and that they would be the typical like team to figure something out. They're the unlikely team to figure something out, and that's just saying that sometimes you need that imbalance to actually probably figure some stuff out.
Let me see what they got to say on Reddit about that. Oh man, ain't nobody even replied to him. He ain't got nothing credible. Oh, let me read this USA Today article real quick because they telling us that is they clone Tyrone based on a true story. It plays out like it could be. All right, let's see what they got to say. They clone Tyrone reveals early on that Fontaine, Slick Charles, and Yo-Yo have uncovered a secret lab cloning Black Americans in the Glen. It's up to them. All right, we know that part. Story is all from Taylor's head, although the characters and archetypes of Black people are marginalized communities who often aren't given full stories and background. So we get the opportunity to dive in, but without, all right, man, look, tell us about the story. He built Fontaine around someone from his hometown in southeast London. Man, the UK brothers, they locking it up. Man, I tell you, every time you look up, the UK brother got a roll. English roll, English roll, English roll. Shout out to them, though, man. The UK is my second home. If you ever get a chance, this goes to everybody. Go experience London. Yeah, they got their discrimination also, but London is an amazing spot. Man, I love it. I went there 3 times last year, and I'm going there for New Year's probably. But let's see what they got to say about London. Stay away from Southeast London because that's where niggas get stabbed. They even got a couple of guns down there, maybe like 3. I remember a guy called Kenneth. Oh, so they just talking about Fontaine's story, who was 6'4", who had grills, looked tired most of the time. Um, oh, so they just explaining his story about somebody in real life. Oh, see, I thought they were explaining the whole movie.
Yeah. See,
Okay,
them
this
headlines will get you every time.
yeah. So they're just saying he based his character off of somebody new. I thought they were saying some parts in the movie based off, you know what I mean? They they weigh in on the conspiracy theory. Oh man,
They
we
going
don't
into
really
the rabbit hole right now.
exactly. Oh, that's what these lives are for. You already know. I'm about to start doing a little bit of digging. They give me a couple names. Did you know Olympia Black? I think it's a female
That's what I
art.
was trying to figure. That was what I was trying to figure out. I was like, who is Olympia Black?
So I think she writes books. She writes nonfiction books. I knew who Olympia Black was, but when I heard it in the movie, I didn't think about it. But it has nothing to do with her. Oh, let me look it up. Yeah, see, I knew she was an arter. I mean, not an arter, but a writer and an author. But I knew it didn't have anything to do with the movie. I just heard her name before, and when they said it, it was like, oh damn, she write books.
That part was crazy too, because that was the code word Olympia Black for them, basically to activate, or so to speak. Well, be under the control.
And I think Taylor. Yeah, here we go. Let me see conspiracies. USA Today, of course. USA Today got the whole exclusive, didn't they?
They said disable the ad blocker.
Yeah, man, I already used up my one free. All right, what did they say? They cloned Tyrone, talk cloning, decode, twist, and spoilers. All right, this works. A little bit of decoding. Spoiler alert. It's a bootleg. They call it a bootleg Scooby Doo movie.
Somebody said Miss Kira Speaks said a Scooby Doo game. That's what she referred to them 3 as.
Hey, and guess what? They would have got away with it if it wasn't for that meddling pimp 304 in drug dealer. So I mean, I guess it's right. Let's see. They clone Tyrone is a bootleg Scooby Doo movie. Director Jewel Taylor jokes. It has all seasoning to solve flavorful mystery soul Nancy Drew and three of the most ill-equipped detectives. Facts. We even heard Slick Charles say, "Man, we not detectives. We can't do this." Black exploitation, a
And I
weird
said
mystery
that.
movie. Let's see. Becoming clones and underground governmental. Oh, this is the same article we were just in. Man, let me look up the Olympia Black reference. Here we go. Who is Olympia Black? Olympia Black is the name used as the antagonist to activate the clones into fighting against Slick Yo-Yo and Fontaine. I don't know why they keep putting Fontaine's name last, man. He the star of the movie. But the name feels important. But there's a lot of Easter eggs buried in the movie. Ironically, this is not one of them. Taylor says it just rolled off the tongue.
Oh, so they just threw it. So it just threw it in there. So it's no like deep reasoning as to why that is. They just said, let's just use this name.
Yeah, she's a science fiction author, but isn't referenced for the phrase.
Oh, well, that answers that.
Yeah, because when I heard I heard her name mentioned before. My cousin, he reads all those books and stuff, and he'll mention people to me. I'm like, nah, I never heard of that person. But, okay, here we go. Will there be a clone? I mean, a clone. Will there be a sequel? My bad, y'all. There are no clones. Boyega and Paris are an easy yes to the prospect of reprising their roles as Fontaine and Yo-Yo. The two share fond memories of constant laughter on the set playing with Jamie Foxx, playing Nicki Minaj out of Boombox. Jamie is well and healing and taking whatever time he needs to do that. I think we all just want to see him well. Above all else, we just want to be happy, and I'm wishing him all. So I mean, I guess they would be up for a part two, but it's unlikely we'll see more of this trio story. Taylor says. I wouldn't say 0% chance. Me and the producer and writer Tony always joke that if we did do a sequel, it would just be like three of them trying to start a pizza shop. Just a totally different journey and no explanation.
I'm
Right.
fine if they do a one-off, like end it the way it is and not do a sequel.
Yeah. If anything, I think they could do a yo-yo, like just follow her story in Memphis or something and try to be like making people aware, you know what I mean? But other than that, I don't see this going to a part two unless they trying to explain if that was Tyrone or Fontaine. I don't know, man. The movie was good though.
Mm-hmm.
Me
I enjoyed
personally,
it.
I just don't think there's any rewatch value to it.
I think there is, and I think it's going to have a lot of people rewatch it too.
So they had the club, the church, and I don't know what this is. Goddamn over here.
That's the chicken spot. Goddamn
Oh,
chicken.
goddamn chicken. So they had the whole thing laid out down here. Look at all the
Yep.
technology. They got the shipping
Mm-hmm.
dock, duplication, test and suites, research and development, central concourse, oversight, offices, and admin hall. I wonder what the admin hall does. Would they just in process new employees, or when every clone leaves, you got to go to the admin hall before you leave?
You know what that looks like? It looks like a rat maze. You know,
It
like them
did.
them rat mazes. That's what it looked like.
I mean, it's more organized than where I used to work in the caves over in Kansas, but it wasn't this organized. It was just you go down and then you make a left after 4 pillars, and then you make a right after 2 pillars, and that's how you got to my job. But I never went around the whole underground. I mean, but they had a whole bunch. I was trying to get a screenshot of the cart. It said something about bettering the race on the at the bottom of it, on the bottom of the cart. So they were showing the stuff throughout the whole thing, because like even Sanford and Hodges, I couldn't make out what it said on here, but they got it in the. Look at the names of this.
Keep your cool coffee.
Keep your cool coffee. We had Sanford and Sons, but they got Sanford and Hodges. And then look at this.
Chick and what? I can't make it that other word, but it says crunch.
Yeah, it says chicken something crunch. Like, come on, man. Captain Crunch. I love crunch. Oops, all crunch berries. Damn. I gotta stop eating Captain Crunch. Man, it's just a I like what they were doing with this movie. Of course, it was definitely funny.
Yeah, like I said, it covered many genres. Like it didn't stick to just one. Oh, that was Biddy when she was showing Fontaine's file.
She was giving up all the information, but everything's redacted in here. You can't even see nothing.
But one scene that I liked, Mo, was that when the community had came together to go and get Yo-Yo, like when they was riding out, and they like this right here, this and everything leading up to this was one of my favorite parts. That when they went down, and I had told somebody this yesterday. Did it remind you of Star Wars when they came down into that lab, just started blasting and the doors open? That's such a Star Wars thing. But the only difference is that they actually had aim, unlike the stormtroopers have the worst aim in the world. They actually was hitting their targets.
It's 1,000 stormtroopers out there. They missing everything.
Every target.
Oh boy, here at the register, he had the baby afro.
Yeah, exactly. That's who Slick Charles was talking to.
I mean, I like the plan that they put together, where he had to talk to Fontaine and say you don't have an army for it. But that's what everybody was getting on me for. When we watched these Tubi movies, it was, I think, Escaping Paradise, where I was like, look, I can't go out there and try to find my wife or try to save my wife. I have to go to the embassy. A one-man army is not going to be able to do anything. The same thing with Slick Charles told Fontaine. What are you going to do? You're not going to be able to go down there by yourself and try to get Yo-Yo up out of there. You got to get an army with you. Sounds like, man, look, you got it. It's nothing wrong with getting help, people.
And that's exactly what they did. They got like the whole neighborhood organized to come out there. And what got me was though, like they went through that lab like they'd been there before. I thought that was very interesting. Like the only people that was down there was Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Slick Charles. But the rest of them would never been down there, but they was maneuvering like they were.
I think at that point, you just run out there and try to find somebody. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought it was dope too at the end when they got all the people out and they was giving them food and drinks and like clothes and stuff. I liked seeing that as well. And I thought it was interesting. Yeah. When they finally got them out and like the news crew was there. And I thought it was funny because how black people was reacting in that moment is exactly how we would be. Like if you found out there were clones, we would be acting the same way, like the same responses and everything.
Hey, the reporter was asking him, hey, where'd you come from? Man, they don't know nothing. But I wonder why the clones weren't speaking. All the other clones, they could talk. They could live normal lives.
Well, you gotta think too. Like they probably, you don't know how long they've been down there, and then on top of that, when they probably put them all through all kinds of treatment that they probably lost some senses. So, yeah,
you're right. It could just be the clone. It may have not went through
all those experiments. Like probably messed them up.
Because I was
just, and I liked that. And did you peep how when they got down there, they actually put one of the doctors on that table and strapped him in and put that little device on his head and was doing the same thing to him too. I like that they showed that.
Let me ask you something, Torian. You're very educated and articulate, brother. Do you think that you could get brainwashed?
No.
Same thing I was thinking, man. I can watch all these movies and not one day do I go outside. I'm like, man, you know what? Let me do what they were talking about in that movie. I mean,
I'm very well aware of my surroundings.
I guess if you're consuming all of this, then yeah. Like if you are actually eating the chicken, drinking the grape drink, then okay, cool. But I don't know. Me personally, like trust me, I believe in conspiracies, and I'll try to follow them. But as far as this, and like being brainwashed, I think that I'm at a point in life where I can control my decisions, and I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt. If you're in the chat right now, put a one in the chat. Do you think that you could get brainwashed by something you see on TV or hear, or put a two in the chat? I just don't see me falling victim to this, Like, damn, this chicken is good, but shit, it got me laughing a little bit too much. I'm not gonna eat no more chicken. Okay, Sean Pookie said, Shawnee Pookie, my bad, brother. Said the clones are they rescued had their memories. They haven't had their memories downloaded, so they didn't speak. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like Fontaine, when you do the decanting, I guess that's basically giving them all the memories. Because remember when they programmed the memories into them, into Fontaine, they had to put him in the thing, put the thing over his eyes so he can remember everything that he's been going through. So, all right, that makes sense. They were just escaped clones that don't have any memory of anything.
Mm-hmm.
See, this movie, it leaves so much to speculation. You gotta okay, because like without Shiny Pookie telling us that, I was like, oh, I forgot about. He had to get everything downloaded, his memory downloaded, because they are recording everything. So they're just showing you all the recordings because that was in the chicken joint, that goddamn chicken. I'm gonna give me some chicken wings tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't be mad at me, man. Don't be mad.
Hey, I mean, if that's what you going to get, it is what it is.
Let me see something. Hold on. Yeah, if you want to come up and talk about the episode or the show, hit the link. It's pinned in the chat. Me and Torian, we're gonna be on here for a minute. We only hit an hour, man. It's a Sunday night. We got some work to do. I was at my cousin's boot camp today, man. They putting in some work.
I was going to ask, how did that go?
Oh, it's pretty good. I got some footage that I could, like some other footage I could show. But yeah, that's definitely good. I'll probably save it towards the end and we'll do a little free time. Cause
But
there's a
no, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the casting director from several big shows, Peter Wise, was there. So he was the one that was actually, he brought his own scripts and he was giving it to all the up and coming actors and had them go over it. So it was pretty good, man. It was
You
a
know
couple
what's
stuff
so?
that did good.
But when you think about it, Mo, as far as like this movie goes, the goal of the OG Fontaine was to breed out blackness. Like, look at how he had the clones lined up from dark to white. And like when
Oh
you really
yeah.
think about that, when you really think about that whole monologue he did when it was him and Fontaine and Chester was standing right there, like that's literally him telling you what his end goal game is.
Oh, let me see something.
And basically, also in the same time, while breeding out blackness, he was trying to isolate like genetics to create like a significant race of white people, so to speak.
Down to some. Of course, it ain't gonna play right now. Hold on. Chester brings him. Yeah, there you go, right
Yep,
there.
there it is. It looks like a color spectrum.
Exactly. But you see, the end one, he didn't have the afro on him. So this is the actual process that he wanted, going from black to white with the straight hair.
Mm-hmm. And then also think about too what Kiefer Sutherland's character said when we first see him in that car. You know, when it's like Yo Fontaine and like Charles standing around, and what he was saying, he was like basically saying, "I'm not." He's like, "I'm not the man. I'm not even the final boss," or something along those lines. He says, "I have someone who I answer to."
And that, I mean, we all have somebody to answer to. Let me see what Callie said. Callie said, we are all brainwashed to a degree. If you live in America, you are brainwashed to go to work or school. You were in the military, and I think that is brainwashed to a degree. We can all fall prey. I mean, that's true. I was in the military, but I wasn't brainwashed. I mean, I did my job and I left. If I was brainwashed, I'd have did 20, but I only did 6 because I knew, hey, this ain't for me. But I mean, Callie, you are correct about that. To a certain extent, we are kind of brainwashed. But when I think brainwashed, I'm thinking brainwashed at a point where you really can't make your own decisions. That's what when I hear brainwash, that's what I'm thinking of, you know? Because I mean, let me see. Well, I am brainwashed because I know taxes is due on the 15th. If I know every year I got to pay them taxes on the 15th. So I guess you can say I'm brainwashed. Callie, you win that argument. I apologize. Callie, you win that argument. Nakima said, I did 5. Hey, Air Force, 6 years strong. Well, I guess this might be the, you know what I'm saying? We talking about the military and stuff.
Well, here I am, 34 years a civilian.
Oh, that's good, man. Stay civilian. Well, let me just throw this out here. I'll have another live on it, but for the 24 of y'all in here tonight, next month, give me some time. I'm gonna be away from YouTube next month. I'm gonna do a video about it. But for us 24 here, I'm moving to Germany in August, maybe September time frame. Hopefully it's in August. So I'll be off of YouTube until maybe like September. But I'm gonna try to drop some videos or something. So right now I'm in the process of relocating. That's why I moved out of my spot in California. I'm in Kansas City where you see me at right now. And I'm just waiting for all my paperwork to go through, and then I'll be in Europe. So be on the lookout for morning lives. I'm gonna be going live in the morning time. I was gonna wait to do a whole live and announce this once all the information came through, but since we talking about the military, just a heads up. And maybe like 2-3 weeks, I'll probably be gone for 2 or 3 weeks, at least a month, until I get situated. So we're gonna have different time zones, y'all.
That's a bit. You moving to Germany? That's a huge move.
Yeah, man. So I mean, hopefully, matter of fact, you know what? They need to go ahead and clone me. Clone me and leave me here to do the lives, and then I'll go over there and live my life, and then my clone and be talking. Oh, that would be nice. Ooh, that would be nice. But I'm going over to Germany to work. Remember, I told you all the only way you'll ever see me getting up every day and going to work ever again in my life is if I'm overseas. Well, I got offered a job, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that.
Well, in that case, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm getting a physical sometime this week. Like the process, I was supposed to be gone by the end of August, but the process is taking longer than I expected. So that's why when y'all heard me say I sold everything and I moved, I just built enough for this trip, man. That was my whole dream since I got out the military was to get overseas as a civilian. So I'll be overseas. We'll be doing morning lives. I'm talking about power breakdowns. We gonna be doing the real deal in the morning times. So y'all gonna have to wake y'all ass up because I'm gonna be up. But yeah, so you know me, I ain't no hater. So if you doing reviews, recaps, power, any show like that, amen, step it up because I'm gonna be gone. But I tell you one thing. Once I get my computer and everything shipped back over there, I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hate on you, nothing. I'm bringing you on the channel, but I'm on your ass when I get situated. Yeah, I just want to throw that out. But let's get back to the show, man. Let's get back to the show. What did you think about the scientists anyway? The OG scientists.
First off, let me just say, John Boyega did a damn good job of playing multiple characters. Like he was believable in every character that he was portraying. And at first, I didn't realize it was him until I had to look again because again in this scene, the lighting is so dark, so I had to like kind of move up close to the screen a little bit. And because his voice was different, like he found a way to make his voice even lower. So, but yeah, the doc, like this, like I said, this is the part right here where the doctor's explaining what his goal is, like what the goal of the whole thing is. And I thought it was very interesting that the man was actually a black man. Like, you know, you would think it would be a white person that would be behind this, but no, it was him. But what I also like that is that he gave his motive as to why he was doing it, even though it's like it's still wrong that what he's doing, but he had a motive. It's not like he was doing it just because he's like a mad scientist. I mean, in a way he is, but he gave his reasoning as to why he did it.
Yeah, when I was watching him, I was like, damn, it's messed up. But I mean, he explained why he did it. For him, it was like, man, this is what I got, man. They offering me some money and it ain't that bad for me. So he doing what felt right for him. But I mean, of course, he was messing up in the beginning, but they always do.
Trial and error.
Yeah, more trial, more error for him. He wasn't getting it right because they could never get Fontaine correct. Fontaine kept coming out black, like the same exact one. Well, I guess they were just cloning him, and it. So, Torian, could you explain that to me? Were they just putting these clones out to just keep them on the street, or were they using these clones to potentially change them into white?
I think it's more so like in the second one, because remember that's what he was explaining. Like he was trying to make them white.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so the second clone should come out white, because I didn't understand that part. If he was trying to turn all the black people once he cloned them into white, then why would they keep continuing to clone Fontaine and just putting him back out?
Because remember before then when they met with Keith Sutherland's character again, I forgot the name of his character, but remember they were saying like everyone has a role to play.
Oh, true.
And he said this is the role that has been laid out for you.
Damn. I just hope my role wasn't just to get on here and talk about YouTube, like, and talk about movies. I thought his brother could be cloned. Oh, Roland? R.I.P. to Roland. Do we got a picture of Roland? Because he thought Roland was his son, but he said Roland was his brother. So I guess he was taking Junebug up under his wing to be like his brother.
Mm-hmm. I guess you could say that.
Let's see if we can see when he died. Oh, they had the service
Mount
at
Zion. There was at Mount Zion.
Conducted by senior pastor Ocean. I can't even read that. So Fontaine. Well, Roland's last name is Chamberlain. I doubt they had the same last name.
And notice, like on there, you don't see when he was born.
Or yeah, there's no dates on here. That's really what I was zooming in to see.
That's what I was trying to find out too, because usually on those obituaries, it'll have that, like their birth date and their death date.
Well, I mean, typically you'll see that, but then again, you got to remember, this is Mount Zion.
Trust.
Mount Zion might not have it all the way there at one time, you know. Mount Zion is just worrying about getting people to show up.
And get that grape drink.
I don't know. That grape drink do be hitting. That Welch's grape drink, Welch's is different.
It do. And that's what they be putting in them communion cups. You can't tell me they don't. I mean, when I used to go to church, in them communion cups, I'm like, this tastes like Welch's. And sure enough, it most likely was, because whenever I go to the store and get them little small Welch's bottles and little small ones, I'm like, this tastes like the stuff in them little small shot glasses.
You were going to the wrong church. My church, we were pouring up. We had real liquor in there. We had the same stuff that Jesus had.
I used to get mad because the pastor had the whole chalice, and we got these little baby cups.
Yeah, just a little bitty. You don't even quench your thirst with that. That's what I say. I need me a whole glass. Fill mine up with it. I brought my own glass. As a matter of fact, I'm going up there and I'm pouring my own purple drink. That's what I'm doing. I mean, the movie was good. It was just I don't know. For me, I mean, I did the recap, but trying to get on here and break it down. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, let me see. I'm still trying to figure out what exploitations they were showing in here, so I could try to. I know somebody explained the ending. Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. Give me a sec. I thought they were saying the ending was explained in here. All right. Well,
But Mo, were you like okay when you was watching the whole movie? Like, did you realize that okay, the movie's called They Clone Tyrone, and not one time they mentioned a person named Tyrone, and then when that last scene comes up and he's mentioned, I'm gonna be honest, that part had me like literally was like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that.
that's why I put up on the poll. Did they clone Tyrone or did they clone Fontaine? You know, is Fontaine the clone of Tyrone or is Tyrone the clone of Fontaine?
But see, and that's the part that leaves it open for a sequel.
Exactly. Because when I was watching, I said, "All right, wait." Because if you remember in the movie cuts off and then it comes back on. That's when they show the Tyrone story.
Yeah. Because the way it was, I'm thinking to myself, oh, like, is he starting a new life in California? But then I noticed that he had the teardrop tats on his face. Then he had a neck tat. I was like, Fontaine didn't have any of those, but you know, Fontaine did catch some bodies, and we know what them teardrop tats mean. But and then he did the same thing. Also, maybe he just picked up and he relocated. So I like how they shot that. He did the same kind of routine that Fontaine was doing, but we know that his mother is alive because when he knocked on the door, she said something completely different. And then when they were sitting out there looking at the TV and we saw Fontaine on there and we saw him, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't really think nothing of it. And then when his friend looked over him saying, he said, hey, isn't that you, Tyrone? I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because they showed Fontaine on the TV and they said Tyrone.
That's one of the clones because you know Fontaine did not look like that.
Yeah, this is one of the clones that doesn't have the memory because he wasn't talking because this guy was interviewing people and no one was saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where I was when it went off because once it went black, I was like, okay, that's the end of it. And I'm thinking the credits are about to come up, but I started looking at my phone and then this popped up and they showed the Tyrone aspect. So everyone's looking at Tyrone, wondering, is this you that we see on our TV? Like you said, he got the teardrops. So I didn't know. That's why I put up. Did they clone Tyrone, and that became Fontaine, or did they clone Fontaine, and that became Tyrone, or are they saying that all black people look alike, and it's just hey, we cloning people everywhere?
The world may never know.
Because you could do a sequel with just the Tyrone, you know what I'm saying, what he's got going on. But did you notice?
Or do a backstory like see what led up to that, like an origin type of thing. Like how did it get started?
Did you notice Tyrone had his frog in his neighborhood too?
Exactly. He
So they
got the
showing us
scratch
that
offs and everything.
exactly. Because in the beginning he said it's in the water. Now, when you hear Frog say it's in the water, you start thinking about him losing on the scratcher ticket is in the water. Fontaine didn't catch on. Every time Frog speaks, he's speaking in code. He's basically saying that what they putting is in the water. You see what I'm saying? Because after he lost, it said loser. He said it's in the water. And Fontaine said, I know. But what he meant was they putting it in the water also, like they putting it in the chicken, they put it in the hair product, the grape drink. So Frog, he knew everything. Same with this gentleman. Damn. So that means every time you see when you're walking around, y'all, if you see a junkie, give him if you got some drink, just imagine you pulling up. You got your well, I ain't gonna give him nothing out of my water bottle now. But if I go into the liquor store and I come out with like a Gatorade or something, here you go, OG. You got to give the OG some water. So what I want, matter of fact, Torian, what city are you in? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm in a city called Temple Hills. It's in Maryland.
Oh, okay, Maryland. All right. So what I want everyone to do tomorrow, not today because it's Sunday and I know y'all in the house. Tomorrow, I want you to go out to your local liquor store. I want you to go and find one of the OGs sitting outside, and I want you to give them some drink and just conversate with them. It ain't got to be 2-3 hours. Just talk to them for like 5-10 minutes. Just see what they know. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm probably give him like $10, get him something to drink, and I'm just gonna talk to him and pick his mind. Because if Frog was giving up this valuable information, maybe, maybe my local, you know what I'm saying, my local drunk, he might know something. So I encourage everyone to go out there and sponsor an alcoholic tomorrow at your local liquor store. Now,
Not sponsored.
I know some of y'all like Mo. We ain't got liquor stores like that where we at. Well, where I'm at, we do. So I'm gonna be out there tomorrow. I'm gonna be trying to find me some, you know, what I'm saying, some OGs. Now I only got like $30 I can spend. I can't get everybody $10. I can get like 3 people $10. What up, SJ Show? Oh, the homie, what's going on? I'm good, brother. We just over here talking a little trash right now. We ain't got much going on. I mean, the movie was good, and right now we just picking and choosing because he got that Lolo over there too. Miss Kira said, "Okay, report back." Miss Kira, I'm gonna be waiting for yours. I'm gonna be waiting for your report. I'm gonna put up a poll tomorrow, and I'm gonna ask how many people did that. How many people went out there? It's Monday too, so if you find somebody out there tomorrow, Monday, like during the morning time, preferably in the evening, that means that's a real one right there. If they out there on a Monday getting it, then yeah, that's someone that's gonna know a lot. And they accept EBT over there. If you got an EBT card, you know what I'm saying? If you got an EBT card, DM me on Instagram, send that my way. Let me use it real quick. But other than that, man, the movie was good. I'm not gonna watch it again unless it just pops up or my family want to watch it. But I
Well, at
would.
least you have some shows. At least you have some shows and stuff that's coming back.
Yeah, we definitely do. Oh, damn! I just seen it today. Damn, what is it? What's the dude's name from The Walking Dead? Dixon.
Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl Dixon. He got his own spinoff coming on AMC. I said, oh, I gotta watch that.
Oh, they've been talking about him having a spinoff for a while now, so I'm not shocked when they dropped that announcement. I was like, oh, it's about time.
Yeah, so we got a couple of shows coming back. Of course, we got The Shy, we got Winning Time.
I can't wait for Gen V.
Oh man, I know somebody posted. I didn't even know much about that.
Yeah, that comes on at the end of September 29th on Prime.
Eric, you a lie. Let me tell you this. This is what my sister be telling the kids whenever they do something. I know you lying. I know you lying, Eric. I'm not watching this again with nobody. Unless my family want to watch it, I'm not watching this again. Unless they tell me it's gonna be a part 2 and I need to refresh my memory, I'll probably never ever watch it. I'm barely on Netflix. I tried watching Bird Box 2. Bird Box 2, that was just a moment in time. Bird Box, the original one, worked because we were in the pandemic. It was like, damn, this is different. Or were we in the pandemic? When did Bird Box come out?
Bird Box came out before the pandemic. But it's so crazy because the way that they was huddled up in that house, you would thought that was happening during the pandemic. I mean, we was doing them Bird Box challenges and people was getting hit by cars. I said, that's your dumbass fault. Nobody told you to put on a blindfold and walk out into the middle of the street.
Oh, it was 2018. All right. All right, let me read this old Fontaine. Who is old Fontaine? Who old Fontaine is working for and the experiment's ultimate goal explained. All right, here we go. The new Bird Box is different. So the original Bird Box that we watch, and listen to this, Torian. Let me ask you this. They said Bird Box 2 is in the same universe, but it's a whole nother storyline that ain't got nothing to do with the original Bird Box. But if it's in the same universe, as far as a movie, it does have to do with the first one because it's the same thing.
Right.
But is Bird Box 2 is different. I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched like the first 30 minutes. This one is a darker side of it where we're starting to see the main character. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna finish it. I think he's working with whatever the hell's in the air or whatever because he's trying to get people to look at it. I don't know. It's weird, but I'll watch it and try to see if I can explain it. But it was kind of rough on, you know what I'm saying, on the eyes and the ears. I said, man, let me turn this shit off.
Yeah, like to me, I have no interest in watching. I really did enjoy the first one, but I have no interest in watching the second one.
Let me see. Miss Kira said, I can't believe I watched the first one. The first one was good. The ending was trash, but the first one was good, in my opinion. Let's see. When they clone Tyrone's central characters, Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Slick infiltrate the underground lab with their army from the hood. Fontaine runs into an older version of himself, the OG Fontaine. So Fontaine came in there, ran into the OG Fontaine. Unlike Fontaine in the previous iterations shown in They Clone Tyrone, OG Fontaine is not a clone. He is, in fact, the mastermind scientist behind the cloning and mind control experiments. So Fontaine was talking to himself, and that's why he said that he was not a clone, and that's why he used Chester. OG Fontaine reveals that the purpose of the experiments is not to just clone and control the minds of Black people from the Glen. Through the experiments, he hopes to bring a radical sense of peace to America where humanity would not be separated by any conflict or injustices. So I guess he figures if everybody's white, it's all right. To achieve this, OG Fontaine explains he has been trying to modify the genes that influence hair and skin color in humans by altering these specific genes. OG Fontaine hopes to change the skin and hair of United States Black population to make them appear white. According to his skewed ideas of peace and equality, this change would erase all differences and promote harmony among people. Put simply, OG Fontaine and the government want to whitewash America, showing how their notions of radical peace completely ignores deep-rooted and systematic issues such as power imbalances, economic disparities, and historical injustice. So,
yep,
I want to know how many.
It reminds you of a eugenics program, which actually did happen.
I mean,
you can even go back to the Tuskegee experiment, which of course is another thing that happened as well. So I can tell just by reading that they pull from history with this one. So shout out to the director for doing this research to create a story around
that. See, now I rather, me personally, if we had a part 2, I'd rather have a backstory of the OG Fontaine.
That's why I said like an origin story, origin story.
Now that would be interesting to watch because then they could explain the Tyrone situation and say that Tyrone was like, okay, wait, if OG Fontaine cloned himself, then that means they didn't clone Tyrone. They just cloned OG Fontaine and just put him in different cities. Uh-oh.
The plot thickens.
Hey, Torian, we might be on to something. OG Fontaine cloned himself, and he's been trying to get the genetics correct, which means Fontaine is a gene not from Tyrone, but from him. But we also have Tyrone, who has a whole different name, who isn't Fontaine. So maybe the original one, they probably like split it and put them in 2 different areas, and then we got a Tyrone and a Fontaine. Okay. Oh, let me see something. All right. Ronnie's real death and why it made old Fontaine clone himself. All right. Now we get to see, did he clone himself and make a Tyrone? Or because they always say, even in the real world, they say that there's someone out there that looks just like you.
Right. If you only knew how many times people compared me to Ludacris.
Dang, they compare you to Ludacris. They ain't compare me to nobody cool. Who I get?
That's why
Oh,
I said on. That's why I said on your Instagram stories, I was asking, "Are you a clone?" Because I said them genetics are strong.
hell no, because y'all be comparing me to niggas off of Tubi. How you get Ludacris and I
What?
get off of Tubi? Hey, I ain't doing that. No, hell no. You get Ludacris, Fast and Furious. When I move, you move. I get niggas off of Tubi. They talking about Mo, that look like it be you. Like, nah.
So the
Yeah, I
people,
don't like that,
so
dude. I
because
don't
they're
like
all
that.
Tubi, there's no.
I don't like that. Y'all could at least give me Shamar Moore or something like that. Y'all talking about, yeah, that nigga on Tubi, that movie we watched the other day, Mo, that's what you look like. Damn. It's all right, y'all. I do this for y'all so y'all can clown me. I don't care. But come on, man. Find somebody at least famous that y'all could say I was cloned after.
But you are famous though, like off of the. They famous on the independent circuit.
And they gonna independently be never seen. Like you got Ludacris, man. See, you can laugh about it. I got Ludacris. Nigga. Yeah, I got a dude off Tubi, man. They put out a movie during the pandemic, but that's what they say I look like. Let's see. All right, hold on. Let me let me read this article. Ronnie's real death and why it made old Fontaine clone himself. When Fontaine claims that his younger brother Ronnie would never approve of OG Fontaine's actions, OG Fontaine reminds him that just because he gave Fontaine a few memories of Ronnie's death does not mean he knows everything about it. OG Fontaine recalls that Ronnie was shot in the chest by a cop and sustained an injury that he could have survived if he was given timely medical attention. But Ronnie got none of that and was left abandoned to die slowly. When OG Fontaine saw his body, the unclean blood from his wounds had turned black and crusty on his skin. I remember him talking about that. That's when he was shot in the chest, well, in the shoulder, y'all. He was sitting in there. OG Fontaine had to clean Ronnie himself. Oh, so this is his memory. Oh, okay. OG Fontaine had to clean Ronnie himself, which deeply scarred him and made him realize that no one cared about his people. As a result, he set out on a mission to use his scientific forte to clone himself and conduct a mind control gene modification experience on the Glen black population so that no one else would suffer like his brother Ronnie. OG Fontaine's traumatic past adds many layers of complexity to his motives, but unfortunately does not justify his actions.
That's an
So,
interesting backstory right there.
hmm.
Now again it goes now into his motives because I said it would have been so cliche for him to say, "Oh, I'm doing it just because I want to do it because I want to flex how good of a scientist I am." But now we get more reasoning as to why he did it. But again, like the end of the article state, it does not justify his actions because at the end of the day, it's still affecting people's free will.
Yeah, Queen, he was explaining it, but for me reading it, this is better than me listening to because I couldn't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was on my phone listening to it and watching it. So we got it. All right. Can we cut OG Fontaine a little bit of slack because he was doing this because he didn't want anyone else treated like his little brother was treated. Now he was going about it all wrong, trying to make people white. But
Well, here's the thing. Like maybe initially that was his goal, but see, the thing is, that's the thing about power. Sometimes when you get a little bit of it, you're always going to want more because a little bit's not going to be enough. You get a little bit of taste of power, and then it's like, wow, what could I do if I could amplify this times 10, times 20, times 100? There's always a what if factor there. The thing is, he could have stopped at any time, but he decided to keep going. Now all these labs have popped up all over the place instead of just being in one spot.
yeah, I mean that's what this the part of the article is also. Let me see. It says why the Glen was chosen for experiments and only some residents are cloned. But I guess it's only the residents that are. I mean, they explain we need people like the pimp, the drug dealer. We need people that are gonna keep the community down. So, but it also said that Fontaine was from here and his little brother got killed. So that's why they chose the Glen because he was the scientist that started all this. The Glen is a hotspot for crimes where drug dealers like Fontaine and pimps like Slick get away with several illegal activities. This shows how the neighborhood already has a weak and corrupt governance structures where no one is truly accountable for their actions. By misusing the lack of political stability in the Glen, the government oppresses its population by conducting experiments on them because it knows it can get away with it. Although Nixon tries justifying that they have nothing against black people, their experiments are politically repressing the black population by making them more obedient. So
And
Nixon
that's
is
what
the
he
white
said.
guy, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kiefer Sutherland's character. I forgot his name, so it is Nixon. How ironic, you know, how ironic that his name is Nixon, and the first person I think of is
Richard.
Nixon, Tricky Dick. And what did he do? The quote unquote war on drugs. Who did that affect? Black communities. See, we putting it all together, okay? we it's like we are linked here.
See, that's what the live shows are for. I wouldn't been able to explain all this just getting on here and trying to record y'all 15, 20-minute video. That's why I like the live show because now we can actually get the backstories and see what the directors really wanted us to, you know what I'm saying, what direction they were going in, and we get the backstories. Now it says Nixon may deny that the government is biased. However, the fact that they have chose the Glen for the experiment confirms that the whole operation was driven by a deep-seated sense of racism, where de facto racial segregation was being misused to push political interests in the name of scientific research. So that's why the clone they saying, "Hey man, this ain't political, but we got to do our research, and sometimes research we might need some of the locals." That basically saying that y'all might be victims to all this, but we're doing this for a good cause. It's not political; it's just for scientific research. In many ways, this also establishes how the underlying conspiracy in They Clone Tyrone is similar to real life Tuskegee's syphilis study, which was a gross violation of human rights.
And I just said that earlier.
Yeah, that Tuskegee, that was bad. That was all the way bad.
Yeah, a lot of people, because it was mainly on black men they were doing it on. A lot of black men died from that or just got extremely sick. Like their lives completely changed because of that.
I'm not gonna lie. I like to hear you break that down. If you ever get a chance to just talk a little bit on that.
I'm trying to think, did I ever talk about that in a video? I can't remember if I did or if I didn't.
Yep, this is exactly what we're saying. Only a few residents in the Glen, like Fontaine and Slick, were being cloned because they were the ones who kept the neighborhood dangerous and unsafe for outsiders. Of course, you know how it is when you go into a neighborhood. Like, man, you gotta ask somebody, "Can we go over there?" Nah, don't mess with that.
Mm-hmm.
If the Glen was not so rampant with crime, outside forces would have gentrified the neighborhood, making it suitable for more privileged people. That would not be favorable for conducting the experiments because gentrification would displace racial minorities and make the neighborhood more politically stable.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, to ensure that outlaws like Fontaine Slick stay around to keep the Glen politically vulnerable and immune to gentrification, the government lab keeps sending their clones to the surface every time they die.
Yep. So every time Fontaine died, they just sent another Fontaine in.
Because he did say that. He said if we got rid of y'all, we would have 3 Starbucks in here by Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. And look what's going on right now. Like gentrification has been going on for a few years now at this point. And one thing I've always learned is that if you see a Whole Foods pop up, that means the gentrification process has already begun in your neighborhood.
Facts. Now I don't even drink Starbucks. Now where my parents live now, like where I'm at, I'm in South KC right now, so it really ain't much out here. But where my parents moved when I transferred schools into Grandview, Grandview was a spot you wanted to go to. Grandview wasn't what it is today. Now they didn't move it out even further. So it's this place called Belton. But out in Belton, they got the Starbucks, they got the Walmarts, the Sam's Club, they got all of that. And now it's just mainly black people. Where we initially moved, it wasn't that many black people. I mean, it's not as bad, but of course, the inner city, just like any other state in cities, that I mean, that's bad. But I mean, Kansas City is Kansas City. I love it here, but man, I stay indoors. I don't be out like that. Although today, y'all, I did go outside today. Today, what day? Yeah, it was my 20-year reunion, my high school reunion. So they had like a little get together. I was out there with them. It's just like 90 degrees though. I'm like, man, I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's cool seeing all y'all. Just add me on Facebook. It's too hot to be out here hanging with y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I did that today.
Cool.
You right behind me, so get prepared, man.
Yeah, my 20 years will be in 2027.
Okay, so you a year behind my brother's 06, so it'd be 26. Let me see. All right, along with the clones, they clone Tyrone also introduces a mysterious drug the government seemingly uses for mind control. Is this Dahlia? What kind of drug is this?
This is a dahlia. I almost asked what it was. I almost asked what it was, but then I realized I remember from Force what is that dahlia?
We gotta look at it. Dahlia? Who brought Dahlia to us? A white woman. She got on the scientist and told her to make the Dahlia. So I don't know. Maybe Claudia's part of this. I don't know, man.
Wow. Are you trying to say that it's a crossover thing happening?
It could be. I don't know. Maybe that's 50 showing us, hey, I got something going with Netflix. You know what I'm saying? We might be bringing Force over there. But you see what Dahlia did to Tommy? Tommy hit that Dahlia. He passed out on the car, and then he started doing some weird stuff. Compound H's effects and purposes explained. Oh, so they went. Screen Rant they went all the way in.
Compound H. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, in The Boys, but it was called Compound V.
See, Compound V is for superheroes. Compound H is for niggas. What up, Struggle Reviews? Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to my girl Struggle Reviews channel.
I was on with her and Just My Opinion yesterday talking about this movie.
Oh, see, y'all got to jump on it. See, I seen Struggle Reviews. I seen she had it up. It was going live, but I was out with the family. I finally got to meet my great nephew, so I was over there when you guys were going live, so I didn't get to join in. But make sure you subscribe to Struggle Reviews because me and her, we met. She was struggling. I was struggling. I took off. She took off. So I always told her we hit each other up. We talked, and I like, man, I like what she does. She's animated over there. She's gonna give you the professional side. It's gonna be well put together. She's gonna get you clips and all that. So make sure you subscribe to Struggle Reviews channel. Of course, you know my brother Torian, he's on here. Subscribe to his. But right now, we giving Struggle Reviews her flowers. Cause then you just hit 20,000. I think she just hit 20,000. I remember when she was like down like a 5 or 6. I like, damn, she working. So that's good. I always love to see people, you know what I'm saying, doing what they love, you know. So that's good. Subscribe to her channel. She ain't struggling. Don't let her fool y'all. She ain't struggling. But look, hit that subscribe button on my channel, Torian's channel, Struggle Review channel. I think my girl Tamika's still in here too. There you go. Tamika in here too. Yeah, man, hit the subscribe button. We all gonna grow together because guess what? As long as we ain't eating that chicken, we can grow together. We eat that chicken.
Not the goddamn chicken. I thought that was interesting that they called it that. Like they was like, we're not gonna give it like a generic name and like kind of copy off of what KFC has and or whatever Popeyes got. We just gonna say goddamn chicken. So it's like, hey, it is what it is.
Shout out to Booby Traps also. Booby Traps, is this your channel or is the other channel yours? Shout out to Booby Traps. Booby Traps, put your link in there also.
And shout out to Tamika for having trivia night last night. That's always fun.
Oh yeah. See, I seen all y'all popping up, man, but I was over there with the fans. I'm like, damn, I want to get in here and chime in a little bit. But that's why I like seeing, man. Everybody has their own lane. You know, no one. I mean, I don't have any issues with nobody. I don't give a damn what nobody talk about. I'll support everybody. But if you want to go in on me, just be prepared because it's gonna be a long road for you. Because guess what? I got all day, every day. This is gonna be an uphill battle against me because I ain't gonna get tired. Let's see what they say. Compound H's effects and purposes explained. In They Clone Tyrone, the government uses a drug, Compound H, for mind control. When Yo-Yo investigates the goddamn chicken fries branch uh, manager's office, she finds a recording that says Compound H has a pleasure, including effects approximately 44 seconds after consumption. 44 seconds. So man, what the fuck is in this chicken? Goddamn Colonel put his foot in this one, didn't he? So they say after about 44 seconds, it kicks in, which is expressed through extreme laughter and agreeability, highlighting the drug's side effects. The recording also states that approximately 25% of the tested subjects in the experiment population experienced side effects of sporadic muscle contractions. I told y'all, what was it, Friday? I was out there with that weed whacker with my dad for 3 hours. Man, my muscles is terrible, man. I was shaking for like a day and a half. I done messed up my hand fucking with my dad out there. Never again where I do yard work, but too old for that. It was too hot. Approximately 25% of the tested subjects in the experiment population experienced side effects of sporadic muscle contractions. Put simply, Compound H either leads to severe side effects or makes consumers more compliant. Damn. Compound H. So what were they using Compound H as? Like flour? Like that's what's bread?
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. I think they put it in the flour.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
it had to be, because remember when they was in the lab, Yo-Yo and Slick Charles thought that was cocaine, and when the minute they sniffed it, that's when they started to tweak. So I think that they mixed it in with the flour for the chicken. Yep, that's it right there.
That means they were putting scoops into the grape drink, shaking up the grape drink. Damn.
And so they put it in stuff that it can easily not be found. So they put it in like food, drink, and hair products.
Boy, I know them perms were burning.
But you see what happened when the woman was in the salon, though. Like she was stressing out about her relationship, and when the lady, her stylist, was putting the creamy crack in her hair, then she became more relaxed.
Oh, I might need some of that then. Put my do-rag on. Put some of that, you know what I'm saying? Put some of that in and then put my do-rag on. Sometimes I'd be nervous in the morning times. I don't know. You know what I mean?
And I wonder too, because remember how, okay, so they had the Compound H in the drink, the perm, the product, and as well as the chicken. But notice when they was in the club, there was nothing there to get them there with Compound H. So I wonder if all the people that was in the club already consumed it. So when they turned the music on, something triggered from them having it already in their system to activate it without them having to consume it through the mouth or through the head or something like that.
No, they did consume it. If you go back and watch, they show a guy at the bar. So when they come out the locker room, they show a guy at the bar and it zooms in on his drink and then it pans up. So they put it in the drink, like the Hennessy and everything. Yeah, because they showed a guy drinking it. So because it's kind of like the church, they were all drinking it at the communion. So it did show it in the club. I just didn't get a screenshot, but yeah, they did show that the guy was drinking something. They showed the glass and then they showed it going up.
Booby Trap said that was a real relaxed. Hey, that's a good way to put it. I mean, that's a good way to put it.
Hey, Booby Trap, that's a good one for real. The real relaxer. Yeah, Hey man. She like, girl, I just don't know what's going on. That motherfucker put that shit in her head. She said, yeah, you right. You right. Oh, let me see. So I'm gonna try to let me see if I can find it real quick.
How do you be getting all these screenshots?
Oh man, I gotta tell you offline, man. I don't want YouTube to say that I'm promoting
Uh,
uh, promoting piracy. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, I'm doing this the legit way, man. I'm taking I take my phone and I take a picture of the screen. Nah. No, hold on real quick. I'm gonna try to find it and see if I can find that drink. I'm about to make me a Rumble account, y'all. Y'all gonna have to. I think I need five people to follow me on Rumble so we can go live. But on Rumble, they don't give a damn. I can play videos over there. I can play music on Rumble. Now I don't agree with what Rumble got going on, but man, we talking about we trying to watch a show. We trying to watch a film. Oh, let me see
well,
here.
speaking of that, how in the world did YouTube get you the other day?
Well, it wasn't YouTube. It was the agency that owns the movie. So
Mm-hmm.
you know how they block it, and when you go into your videos being blocked, they just say it's blocked in some territories, some countries. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't blocked in America. It was just blocked in like 30 or 40 other countries. So it just took the whole thing down. Now, if it had been one or two, they probably would let me stay up. But that was the
Because we
first
was
time I got
getting,
hit with a Tubi movie.
yeah, because we was all just tuned into it, and all of a sudden it said stream has been blocked. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah, on mine, I was asking, could y'all hear me? Because I could still see it over here, and it still said people were in there. But on the studio part for YouTube, it was just all black. It said the stream was in. I was like, damn, they got me.
But I mean,
So
it paid off because we ended up finding another movie to watch that was, interesting.
was the strip club before or after the chicken?
After the strip club was like that last thing because it was the chicken spot, then it was the hair salon, then the church, and then this club.
So if you haven't heard Rumble and Kick, they're just like YouTube and kind of like Twitch, but they're their own independent platforms. But their copyright stuff is a little bit different. So you can watch movies and listen like on Twitch, since Twitch is owned by Amazon, you can listen to music because Amazon has Amazon Music. So all of that they got the rights to. Well, they don't have the rights to it, but they're allowed to play it. But
It's because it's also a new site too.
yeah,
YouTube used to be the same way before Google bought it, and Google has owned
over
YouTube
there
since 20. Like I think Google owned YouTube since like 2010 or 2008, something like that.
strip club was after church. Yeah, like I can play like all the clips that we get where we putting it together. I gotta cut it up, and you can, saying sometimes you can tell that it's cut up. Over on Rumble, we ain't got to do none of that. But I mean, of course, I don't agree with what saying. I mean, it's basically for free speech over there, but I don't think they're gonna last long going that route.
Yeah, that's
Everybody.
what I said. I said Rumble is in its infancy stages, so they having fun now. But once it like give it a couple more times and they want to get corporate, it's gonna do the same thing YouTube is doing right now, and they're gonna cut all that out.
Yeah, but if I can get over there and they drop me, I'm not greedy. Y'all go ahead. Hey, Rumble, I take $3 million a year. I ain't asking for much.
He said, "I'm not greedy," and it's asked for $3 million.
Hey man, somebody over on Rumble got like 75 million for 1 year. So 3 million ain't bad.
How many followers do they got?
It don't matter, man.
Oh,
I'm just basing it off my peers. That's like me saying the house next door is worth 500,000. Mine is too. Just because they got 4 bathrooms and 8 bedrooms, and I only got 1 bathroom and 3 rooms, don't mean nothing. Man, we on the same block. We the same. I'm trying to get the same. Hold on. Let me see. They came out the club. Of course, this thing be going slow. I'm just trying to see. I could have sworn they had a cup of liquor in his hand when they were in the strip club.
Candace asks, "I wonder what the grape drink tastes like." I'm gonna be honest. I wonder what it tastes like too. I just said it probably tastes like Welch's.
Hey, just look at me. Everybody tomorrow, when you're going out to find your OG alcoholic at your local liquor store, get you some grape drink when you're in there also.
And the crazy part about it is those you heard of the juice product called Very Fine?
Very fine.
Look up a Very Fine juice bottle and tell me that does not look like the grape drink bottle that was used in this movie. They just probably took the label off of that and made their own grape drink labels and put it on that bottle. They look exactly the same.
All right, I'm in the club now. Let me see if I can pause this over here. But shoot, it's in the music too. Because remember they were playing the music. Well, they were under mind control already because they were down there fighting, and then they played the hug somebody music. Yeah, Neek, we thinking that the OG, he was never cloned. He's the one that actually sees everything that's going on. Because he was about the age of the old Fontaine. Let me see. So they come in the strip club. They come out the thing. We see the two MVPs, Dominique and Unique. We see the girls up here doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Y'all close y'all eyes, man. All right, we got the girls doing their thing. And when they come out of here, we see the DJ. Once they come out the locker room, the DJ gets that call. Hey, they in here, change up the music.
And Yo-Yo was the first person to realize that something wrong with the music. Because remember, Slick Charles, he fell into the trance fast. She said, plug your ears because they put it in the music.
Well, I'm gonna listen to me some Kodak Black. I don't care what they talking about. Like, watch this. I'm gonna so they had Raheem the Dream, Rick Ross, Rihanna, and then they had Ruckus. They had Ruckus, the industry plant. Damn. They got my people. I'm trying to find this drink. I could have sworn that they had some liquor in here. Let me see. And they were playing that song Shiesty. Come on, DJ. But yeah, they got everybody in here turned. Yeah, here we go, right here. So they showed the liquor right here. They were like, that's what they were emphasizing on when they showed him stirring
and
up.
And it's a dark color like the grape drink.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I just drank this Crown.
They about to get you. But hold on, it's been past 44 seconds. You good?
Damn. I knew I seen the liquor. I was like, damn, what they showing that for? But once you brought it up, I was like, wait a minute. Everybody's in the club drinking and stuff. Damn. All right, they did a good job with this movie. I might have to bump this up to an 8. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to.
Yeah, you definitely gonna have to bump that score up. That 7 is absurd.
For me, it was just, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I watched it from 12 to 3 this morning. It was kind of hard to keep my attention, but going back and actually breaking down, I might have to put this like an 8.5. This is actually pretty damn good. Because everything.
Could you imagine if this thing had a wide theatrical release? Listen, I would have found the blackest movie theater to watch this.
Oh, not me. I ain't gonna lie to you. So while I was living out here in this, I worked across the border. So it's Missouri and then we got Kansas. I worked in Leawood. My first job was AMC Theaters. Let me tell you, I worked there because it was a white movie theater. I was not. Plus, I was into it with dudes. I was not working at no black theater. I'd be in there fighting every time people came in there. So when I go to movies, I don't even go at nighttime. I go to the early morning movies where I could be in there, do what I got to do, and get up out of there. I don't be messing around, man. I ain't got no time for it. I got a bad hip, man. I got to go in there, give me some nachos, extra jalapenos. Got to get me a drink. Cause you know, the movie theaters, they sell liquor now. I'm like, damn, they really trying to get us.
Oh, yeah. Some theaters do sell liquor in there. Depending on like that. Now, that's your more upscale movie theater.
Shout out to AMC. That's the only movie theater I go to. AMC, because that's the first job I ever had.
Yeah, I go to. It's crazy because when I was younger, I actually tried to apply to work at the AMC. Didn't work out though, but it is what it is.
Oh, I mean, all you had to do was tell them you knew me, man. You'd have been good. You know, they were trying to fire me. You know what I mean? They didn't fire me. I quit before they could fire me. I just stopped coming. But I was like 15 though. My mom wasn't trying to drive out to Kansas every day either. So it was good during the summer and saying the end of the school year was my sophomore year. Yeah, than that. But yeah, they had the drinking here. The girls were getting turned. Like, man, come on, man. Shit, that's probably why P Valley. I be watching P Valley. I know the brothers on my channel don't be rocking with P Valley, but P Valley pretty good. Shit, that motherfucker be having me hooked. I won't say hooked, but it had me watching it. Damn, so they did have that in the club. If y'all screen grab that right there, I just had the website up there for y'all. So,
I'm not even gonna ask the question. I'm just, I'm not even gonna ask the question.
Nah, what was you gonna say?
No, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to incriminate you.
Nah, you ain't gonna incriminate me, man. You're not gonna incriminate me. You gonna incriminate them. This ain't my website. That's why you see I took it off the screen every time I trying to go through it. Netflix, y'all ain't hitting me. We'd have made it 2 hours to get hit with a 5-second copyright. Let me see. The purpose of compound H is mind control.
So that means, people, if you make sure you read your labels, if you see anything that says compound H is an ingredient, don't get it.
Exactly. The purpose of compound H, mind control experiments in they clone Tyrone, is establish even more control over the day-to-day activities of the Glen population and make them more obedient. It is another malicious scheme the government runs to achieve its skewed ideas of peace through brainwashing and psychological control. While the end goal of the mind control experiment is unclear, since it was seemingly a work in progress, they cloned Tyrone. His purpose was likely to psychologically change the black population after altering. All right, well, yeah, that's just a repeat there. That right there is a filibuster. They just throwing in the same stuff they already told us. Every product that the government was using was to control the Glen residents. Let's see what all they put it in here. Compound H powdered form. In previous scenes, Slick realizes the drug is present in the fast food restaurant.
Goddamn fried chicken. I can't get over that
Fried
name.
chicken. Yo-Yo realizes compound H is in the hair conditioning cream called 2 Clean Perm Cream. Slick later sneaks inside the van that delivers these products and finds grapefruit drink. Yo-Yo, Fontaine, and Slick arrive at a local church. They realize that grapefruit drink has compound H in it. The churchgoers are dancing in there, turning up to it. They put it in the cereal.
Trust. I gotta find that song.
What did we say? Other beverages, food items, alcoholic drinks. We just seen that. Or even water supplies.
And what
That's
Frog
what
say?
Frog was talking about. Frog said it's in the water.
water.
Damn. Okay, it's all making sense now. Frog was speaking. I got to go back and listen to everything. See, now I can rewatch it. I got to hear everything that Frog said.
Mo, you was gonna rewatch it anyway. Before you read all of this.
Nah, for real. Like after I watch a movie one time, I might rewatch it when I'm trying to get screenshots. But I really don't rewatch movies. Even like my videos, I never really rewatch my own videos. I record and put them out, and it's like, man, what's next? Damn. So that's what they might be talking about in the Flint water. They may have put too much in Flint water. And it's unbearable. Nah, Kira, yeah, he ain't woke. He just a drunk. He just a drunk with the truth. The truth don't always necessarily mean woke, in my opinion. But you could be right.
And see, it's easy to get the water because with the water, because everybody has to consume water.
Yep. But luckily for y'all, I'm EPA certified. If you need your water tested, holla at your boy. I did it for 6 years. I did Georgia. So I know the Georgia state EPA regulations on their water. I know Germany's water. I know Poland's water. I know all of Europe because we were the emergency responders. But yeah, if you need your water sample, let me know. I got you. Now I can't do it legally. You can't be like, Mo, I need a contract. I can't do all that. but I can sample your water and let you know where you at, your hardness, pause. You know what I'm saying? I can let you know your pH levels and all that, the chlorine levels, the fluoride. I can do all that testing now. So shout out to Frog. What is the task I want for you all tomorrow? It's two things I want you to do tomorrow. What is our plan for Monday? After you get off work, what is your plan for Monday? And if you're an overachiever, you do it on your lunch break. What are we doing tomorrow, y'all? What is the task that
Talk
we
to
need to
your
accomplish?
talk to the frog in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Ask him what's going on. Ask him what is going on because he's going to be the one that's able to tell you something. I seen This is off topic. I seen a crackhead do a backflip off of a shed for $20 and he didn't land it successfully. But $20 to go a long way. So go to your local drunk, get him a drink, talk to him. As my neighbor next door to my mom would say, you guys got a lot of activity going on in your house. And my mama said, yeah, it's my family. They're all in town. See, she likes to walk her dog. So she'll walk her dog and try to look at my mom like, my mom didn't, I ain't gonna lie to you. My mom and dad, they just stepped it up. You know what I'm saying? They kind of modern. They got automatic window not blade, but shades in the living room. Press a button, I'm like, whenever they see her walking by, don't be looking at you. You'll
Just
see her looking.
nosy.
She looking out the back window trying to see what the hell going on. But yeah, man, there's a lot of activity going on. Who says there's a lot of activity going on?
Up the feds.
Queen, nah, he didn't get the $20 because he didn't land the backflip. He landed on like his back. So they didn't give him the $20. It's fucked up, but I mean the bet was $20 to do a backflip off the shed. Hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but that $20. Damn, how long is this article? How much more do they got in here? Well, we might as well continue this when we on here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new.
They're about to break down Olympia Black.
Here we go, because all of this I didn't know, but that's what these live shows are for us to understand what the hell is actually going on. Every hood got a frog, exactly. Matter of fact, I might go find my local frog tomorrow. It's Monday. The barbershops ain't open. Tuesday, I might find I'm lying to y'all. Because I'm not putting frog in my car. I was going to say, I'm going to take my local frog to go get a haircut, buy him some drink, but I ain't going to lie to you. Like, my safety is more important than getting content. Maybe if I can find a frog that has a cell phone. See, in California, our homeless people had cell phones, laptops, tablets. It was a different type of homeless out there than it is here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can find. I know a liquor store where I don't even know if he's still alive. I'm going to go check him out tomorrow, though. The meaning of mind control the mind control phrase Olympia Black is explained. Nixon uses the phrases Olympia Black to show Slick and Fontaine that all the clones have been pre-programmed to conform. My bad, I ain't got my glasses. Slick and Fontaine freeze as soon as he utters the phrase Olympia Black, Olympia Black, and their bodies uncontrollably follow his orders, even if they don't want to. The phrase's precise meaning remains a mystery in They Clone Tyrone, but its literal meaning seems synonymous with the government's motives for the experiment's Olympia. Oh. Often refers to peace and unity as it represents the name of ancient Greek sanctuary where the Olympic Games were held. Olympia was also Zeus's sanctuary, which symbolizes justice, stability, and fairness in the world. Black. In They Clone Tyrone's context, describes people of African descent or those with African heritage, considering these Olympia Black is likely the name of the government project that strives to achieve a skewed sense of radical peace by manipulating the Black population of the United States. Hopefully a sequel movie will further explain its meaning. Because I was going to say that didn't explain anything to us. Okay.
Right.
Olympia was Zeus's sanctuary. And then These Olympia Black, like this, the sanctuary for Black people in
Yeah,
Glen.
that's why I kind of wanted it to be a sequel. That way, you can do a backstory on all of that, even down to that phrase.
Yeah, like I mean, Nikema said we should have told her we get active, man. Her husband was cool though. Her husband was a substitute teacher, so he was always cool. I always knew him. So, but yeah, there's a lot of activity going on out here. Like, hey man, you can get your ass home. We ain't got no activity in your yard. I don't know about you, but when we congregate, we congregate. We was at my sister's house yesterday. It's probably about 25, 30 of us over there. We all out front. They shooting basketball. The kids running around. We get together a little bit different. We ain't all in the house just chilling on the couch. Kids can't come in there and sit on the couch. Kids gotta play outside.
Yeah, because growing up in a Black home, it was always this. It's only one or two places you're gonna be, inside or outside. You were not coming in and out.
Exactly. Well, they didn't explain anything about Olympia Black to us. We know that Olympia Black she is an author, but this doesn't explain anything for us. How the ending sets up, they clone Tyrone too. All right. So it looks like Jamie probably won't be in. They clone Tyrone too, because they only been saying that Fontaine and Yo-Yo was talking about it. But Fontaine, Slick, and Yo-Yo successfully exposed the evil experiments in the underground lab in the Glen towards the closing moments. However, the ending scene reveals the Glen was not the only neighborhood where the lab existed. It also hints that many clones of Fontaine and even probably Slick are unknowingly guarding the secrets of the government labs in many different Black neighborhoods. This leaves a lot of room for they clone Tyrone 2 to delve deeper into the conspiracies introduced to the first film. That's what Torian just said. At the same time, it also allows the sequel film to highlight the low dynamic mystery solving trio, Fontaine, Slick, and Yo Yo. Will fight even bigger forces to protect their people. See, now that's where I don't want to see them go.
Oh yeah, like almost going into like a superhero type of thing.
Yeah, I don't want them to be fighting bigger villains. How the villains were on here, these villains were regular people. They just had the mind control over the clones. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Before you know it, they're gonna turn into the A is gonna turn into Upside Down. You'll be looking at Stranger Things.
Exactly. Or what was that movie Will Smith was in? Bright or whatever it was?
Yeah,
Like some weird, like I don't want it to go that far. Maybe an origin story of showing how we even got to this, or
right. I would prefer an origin story.
yeah, I'd rather know how it got to this point and how OG Fontaine was able to be, you know what I'm saying, be the scientist that they chose. Like, how did they select him? I know his brother died and he wanted to clone himself so he wouldn't have to go through it and try to make Black people white, but what made him go to that? Like, what led up to him feeling that type of way once his brother died that said, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to work with the government and try to change up stuff. Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see. We don't know what the future holds.
Yeah. Well, that's they own Tyrone. I mean, they clone. Well, they do own Tyrone because if he a clone, they own him because all they got to do is Olympia Black. But that's really all I have. What we had 2.5 hours. They cloned Tyrone. I definitely moved it up from a 7 last night. I gave it a 7. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I probably got like an 8.5 now. Definitely want to
Mm-hmm.
see. I prefer an origin story. I don't want to. I mean, I want to know about Tyrone, but in the origin story, they'll probably explain how there's a Tyrone and there's a Fontaine because they're saying that OG Fontaine, the scientist, was the original. So how do we even get a Tyrone?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they saying Tyrone escaped. He was one of the original clones and he escaped. I don't know, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got some free time. Matter of fact, Torian, I'll be right back. If you can lead us into the promised land, I'll be right back. If you got anything, matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about my cousin's project when I get back, but I gotta go handle something real quick. Just let them know what you overall think about the movie, and I'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? I'm still here. I'm looking at the chat. Queen said, she said, did he meet you too? No, I'm still here. It's Kira. I am still here. But yeah, for me, this, like I said, it in my review. I said this is probably one of the best movies I've seen so far this year, and I've seen quite a few. Where I rank it or where I place it, well, there's still some movies that's coming out this year that I still want to see. So we're gonna see how that ranks. No, Tamika, I did not go to sleep. I am still here.
Man, they said it's quiet in your thing, Torian. Hey, don't let Torian fool y'all. I be watching Torian's live. Torian be having about 300-400 people in there. He be talking his ass off. He must be laying down or something. Pause. They said it was quiet in here. Yeah, I got some more footage today for my cousin's event. Let me see something.
Queen said, "What did you think about no one else in the town not tripping on the return of the dead?" I'm guessing she's talking about the clones. Listen, when you think you've seen it all, nothing surprises you.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of mysterious though. You know, he popped back up. Well, Slick reacted to it, but if they kept cloning them, every time he died, they kept putting them back. People would start to catch on. Why is he?
That's why they had to keep feeding them all the memories, so it doesn't seem like they're off. They had to make it seem like they were all the same person.
Yeah, and you know, most of the time in the hood, don't nobody speak on the murder anyway, so no one's gonna
Right.
really give you that information. I guess that makes sense. Let me see. Yeah,
I
they.
see you, Messeline.
Oh yeah, man! I told y'all, Kansas City, man. Y'all gonna be mad when power start back up. With me and Salim, we out here kicking it. You know what I'm saying? If you against Salim, you against me. Remember, y'all call Salim lame. They all say, "Oh, Salim is lame. He whack." Well, y'all know Salim is living, so lame equals living in my book. So today they actually got scripts, and they were. Oh, matter of fact, let me show y'all. The shy be not next weekend, but the weekend after the shy comes back on.
I know you can't wait for that.
Man, that's 16 episodes. I don't know if I got 16, bro. I don't know if I
That's a
got.
long that's a long season. It's been a long time since we've had seasons that long.
It's gonna be a long time before we get more like that too. Let me see, day one. See, I wasn't really close because I was always getting there a little bit after others. But a lot of these actors, they were doing their thing.
Would you say that they were on the level of like a big studio production as far as their acting level, or they have to start on Tubi first?
Um, well, like I was saying, my cousin, he had a two movie deal with Tubi, but that didn't. So as far as Missouri, what my cousin is lobbying to do is the same thing that California and Georgia is doing, like getting tax breaks and making it enticing to actually record here in Missouri. So he had a two movie deal with Tubi. One of them got sold, and the other one didn't get picked up because it would be cheaper to do in Georgia. So a lot of these actors, there was. I'm gonna try to show his. Let me see. I don't know how the sound's gonna be on it though. Let me see. There was one for his original monologue. Well, it wasn't an original monologue, but for his monologue he did yesterday, he did Tupac from Juice, and he did a good job on it.
Mhm.
Let me see.
Because I think you posted two of them in the Discord.
Yeah, the ones I posted in the Discord today was tonight. I mean, last night they had Nah, there was a dude that looked like what's the dude in Chicago that got caught lying?
Jussie Smollett, the
Yeah, it
French
was a dude
actor.
that looked like him, but that dude could act though.
The French actor.
Damn, let me try to. But no, it was actually pretty cool. And like I said, I recorded. Man, I didn't even know they had all this stuff. So when I was recording, let me see, camera, reset. Like I didn't even know that the cameras did all of this. Like I'm gonna put them on the screen, but like while they were recording, they got the app where anybody in there you can view it and you can record it yourself, like off your phone. I said, damn, I'm trying to find the dude that did juice. And then today, like I said, they got scripts last night, so they were going to read. Yesterday, they were basically just seeing where everybody's level was, and then they,
So it was like a workshop.
yeah, just a little boot camp, 2 days.
Yeah, kind of.
Where,
Yeah, that reminds me of one that I went to similar to that. It was in DC a few years ago. Kind of reminded me of that same type of thing. It was like a 2 day thing. We went there, went through one thing, and they gave us a script we had to go over, and then like portray it in front of everybody the next day.
yeah, so they partnered people up today, so we got to witness that, and that's what I was posting in the Discord. Let me see, what's this? But it was different people because you got some new people that never acted before, and I know one gentleman. He went up there and he never acted before, but he still wanted to do it. So he went up there. You got to commend him for that. But he said he does music, so he took one of his songs and he rapped it. But then the casting director was like, "Nah, now just do it, just the words." So he did a pretty good job. I mean, I know it could be kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah, especially because you're doing it in front of a bunch of people. So a lot of people like to do it in an intimate setting where it's just them, the cast and director, the director, and certain people. But to do it in front of a bunch of people is like, it could be difficult because the nerves kick in. Because it's like when you're going over the piece, it's probably just you and maybe somebody else feeding off of their lines to you, and that's just it. But to have to do it in front of a group, it could be nerve wracking.
Yeah, I ain't no actor though, man. I can get on here and I can talk to you for hours, but memorizing lines and all that might be too much for me. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear because I was further in the back, but let me see. Damn, it ain't blowing up now. Well, let's see.
How many people was there? How many people was in that workshop? If you had to guess,
Probably about 30.
That's relatively small compared to the one I went to. It was like damn near 100.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to hear him for real.
Everything starts from now. We all go together as we stay together. Ain't no gonna get a little crew, you know that shit. Say that last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now,
Is that one of the actors?
So this gentleman here, he models and he participated in this. So this is his first time really getting up here and doing things. But I put him in the chat. That's let me damn recent. I'm gonna show you one of his because this is the one that I. But it was cool to actually witness this. Damn, this casting director, he done a lot of movies. Let me get his name for y'all too. But yeah, I mean, we would meet some people there. They got some good connections.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steve. And I don't give a fuck about Raheem.
That scene. Recognize that scene.
Shit. I ain't never known this shit. And you listen to man me, so soon as I decided you ain't know this shit.
It's such a shame that Pac died so early. He would have had a stunning, outstanding acting career.
I'm not going to be worried about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to show y'all some of his. To me, it was him. There was this white lady. She did something talking about Barbie, basically explaining. She wrote it herself. It was good. It, to me, she had some range. I ain't gonna lie to you. So she was basically saying that she's a Barbie and she has a perfect life, but the whole concept was her talking to domestic abuse victims. So what she was explaining is that she has a perfect life, but as she continued on, she'll start to talk about all the hardship that she was going through, but how she was covering it up by being a Barbie. I was like, damn, that was cool. Like, I was like, nice. That takes some skill.
I cannot with this Tubi title. The Deadly Dilf. What in the world is going on here?
The Deadly Div. What is that?
That's the one that Candy Love posted in the Tubi chat in your Discord. She says she's currently watching something called The Deadly Dilf.
Oh man, you know if it's on Tubi, I'm watching it.
I cannot with these Tubi titles. Because she had tagged you in it. I guess this is one of the movies they want you to watch.
Hey, if you guys got recommendations of Tubi movies, let me know, man. My damn phone is acting. I can't even send this piece. But I just wanted to show you guys like the behind the scenes, everything that's going on. Yeah, I mean, it's a good experience. Can I send this? All right, hold on. I think we got it. So, like I said, this was day one here. This is this is the morning session. So it's two sessions each day.
Mm-hmm.
This is the morning session. You came in, you did your little monologue, and then I didn't come for the second half. I ain't. Let me. Oh, let me see something real quick. Okay. Dang. I'm trying to get the casting director's name. There was another director up there. I was talking to her before I left. She does some work and she was just up there scouting. So these little boot camps, they worth it because you never know who you'll be exposed to or who's actually going to be there to see you either.
Exactly. But they're not going to tell you unless you recognize who they are.
Nah, she was just sitting in the back too. I sat down and me and her started talking. She was asking me, was I when I going up there? Like, no, I guess you would call me a YouTube critic. It's like, no, I don't do nothing to acting. I'll get on here and act out a role of a character in a movie we watch, but no. I ain't in front of no camera, not on my own. Let me see. quick share. Trying to see how I can get this thing. I know y'all. I should have been more prepared. Using the link at. Oh, there we go. Tamika said I gave my recommendation to Kendall. Oh, y'all don't even know where Kendall's at right now.
Kendall might be asleep.
Night. What time is it? 11? Yeah, it's about midnight over there. Yeah, Kendall probably knocked out. And I got one coming through. I'm just gonna show y'all a little bit of what they were doing. But up and coming actors, shit, they doing their thing. And when you were telling me don't judge them too hard, I'm like, I'm not judging. Like for me, it's like shit. Do your thing, man. I want to see everybody win. Let me see. Quick share. Refresh and check when they're ready to download.
If I had to do a piece, you know what movie I would have picked from?
What's that?
Silence of the Lambs.
Hello, Clarice.
That movie, the Hannibal Lecter character, had a lot of good monologues in it. And I mean a lot of good monologues.
So here we go. This is the gentleman. Oh, Peter Wise. That's the casting director. So I'll show you guys what Peter Wise. He was the one. All of these scripts right here. Peter Wise wrote those just for this boot camp. Now this guy here holding up the board. That's my cousin's business partner, T-Mac, basically. You know what I'm saying? Corey. So him and my cousin. This is all of theirs. Now this camera that they're using, I think there's only like 5 or 10 of them in the world. So they rent out their camera. So if you're doing high level recording movies and stuff, you could rent out my cousin's camera. This camera like $100,000, but they rent the camera out. They shoot a lot of movies with this. But here goes the gentleman that did the POC, and he did pretty good on this too. Now I didn't record the whole thing because I wasn't about to kill my battery, but I can get the whole thing. Oh, it didn't have the audio on it?
I was about to say because I can't hear it.
Oh, ain't that something? I done recorded all these on my phone. They ain't got the audio in your audio.
Terrible. If we needed this for evidence, they'd be like, what are we going to do with this?
We're going to have to read lips. Let's see what he says. I loved you. You got me frustrated, baby, but listen. I'm going to try to paraphrase what was going on in the scene. So she's supposed to be in jail, and she's like a hitman. Now, what he's trying to do is tell her that he always loved her, and it shouldn't have been this way. And this paper that he got in his hand is for her to sign the paper so she could sell the house and get some money while she's locked up. And he's going to step away from it because he still loves her. He loved her mom and everything.
This is a 2B production.
Hey man, no, this is a good. Hey, this is Peter Wise, man. Hey, this ain't no Tubi. Let me see. Let me see what Peter Wise. They ain't got no damn audio, man. My bad. Damn. Well, when we were in there, you hear that quiet on the set.
Ain't nothing wrong with Tubi. It ain't nothing wrong with Tubi. I just personally don't watch it unless we over here and you reacting to it.
Facts. So this is Peter Wise. Let's see what he's casted for. Peter Wise is a 25-year entertainment industry veteran. After a successful career in acting, Wise decided to combine his eye for talent and experience to become a casting director. In 1990, he launched Peter Wise and Associates, which soon became one of the most successful independently owned. Oh man, this is a long. Whoa! This is a long.
They said mini bio. That's a whole bio right there.
Yeah, this ain't no mini bio. This is
that's the life story.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the rough draft for the life story. Became one of the most successful independently owned casting agencies, with Wise becoming the most sought after casting director in both East and West Coast. Let's see. Wise was responsible for comprising the cast of Smokey Joe's Cafe, which was nominated for 7 Tony Awards and received a Grammy for Best Musical Show Album. Wise cast selections received rave reviews for their performances that contributed greatly to the production becoming the longest musical review on Broadway to this date. As a casting director of record for the national tour of Jesus Christ Superstar, he cast Ted Neely, Carl Anderson, Irene Cara, and Dennis DeYoung. All right, hey man, we trying to. Oh, so all right, here we go. In his most recent theatrical production, Wise served dual roles as both casting director and producer for pre-Broadway workshop of Car Wash the musical. Prior to that, he received a personal invitation from director Debbie Allen to cast her adaptation of Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. His cast of notable nominated actors included James Earl Jones, uh, Rashad, Terrence Howard, and several others. Wise is often called upon to lend his expertise as a casting consultant for several critically acclaimed off Broadway productions, such as Cheaters, Friends and Lovers, Men, Money, and Gold Diggers. His regional theater works includes Ain't Misbehaving, uh, Bigger Than Bubblegum, The Emotion Story, Sisterella, I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. Oh, he did a lot of stuff. He's working with Jamie Foxx too,
Yeah, his resume is pretty lengthy.
Mark Curry. Includes producing a film and television. His television production credits include One Love, Shirley Ralph, Mark Curry, Chico Yaman, Carl Payne, blah, 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 which became the highest ranking show for the network. Additionally, television credits include Life is Not a Fairy Tale, Fantasia, Barino Story, directed by Debbie Allen for Lifetime Television, Unpredictable, a television variety special starring Jamie Foxx for NBC. Additionally, Wise has produced several independent films such as Pastor Shirley, King James Diner, Act Like You Love Me, in Mysterious Ways, working under his Peter. Also, Wise was recently recognized for his outstanding achievements in the entertainment industry, the prestigious NAACP Theater Spirit Award, Trumpet Award, and a Grammy. So that's who we had on set today. He was there, and think about it. We were just talking about the level of these actors. This is who was in front of them today. Like they were actually getting to showcase, even though they're beginning, they got to showcase what they do have, the talent that they have, and they could potentially get picked up. Because, like I said, there was other directors there also that were scouting. My cousin, he's also scouting. You know what I'm saying? They use these boot camps and they put people in different type of movies. So,
Mhm.
hey, Peter Wise. I mean, he got a little. I know there was one show. Let me see. Offbeat car thing. Peter Wise. Let me see. Man, there you go. When he was acting, he was young. What? He was in Wonder Woman. Okay, he's in Wonder Woman, y'all. Let me see if there's anything we know, like current. Oh, this is all his acting. We don't want to see his acting. I mean, we know he was acting,
It
but
says his last acting credit was in 1990. That's crazy.
yeah, 1990, and then he started his own production. House Arrest, Tales, Christmas in Compton. I mean, hey, like you said, you never know who you'll run into. So
Hmm.
let's see, is this his Instagram? Oh, so he even said he's looking for new talent. Actors boot camp. Yeah, that's this one here. Yeah, well, you guys, hey, if you can get to Kansas City, you know what I'm saying? I can, if you're an actor, I can link you up with my cousin. They doing some films, so they always need new actors. Uh, Matter of fact, hold on, let me see something because y'all were hating on my boy Salim. Y'all were hating on my boy Salim. I'm gonna show y'all some of Salim's work. PD directed. So they do a lot of work with Tech Nine, the artist. You heard of Tech Nine, the biggest independent artist,
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City. Yeah, so they work with him. They shot a couple of his videos. Of course, I can't play the music on here, but hey, they be doing their thing, man. They be doing their thing. One day, y'all might see me. Y'all might see me do a little, you know, what I'm saying, guest appearance into something.
Maybe.
But if not, oh, it's 11 o'clock. But if not, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be on the Mo You Know channel tomorrow during the daytime. I'm gonna start putting out more videos, so be on the lookout for the shy breakdowns of the characters and like their predictions for this final season, which is gonna be hard to predict because it's 16 episodes.
Oh, Mo, have you ever heard of this movie called Malcolm and Marie?
Malcolm and Marie.
It's on Netflix.
No, I don't think I have.
It's starring Zendaya and John David Washington. You should watch that. That movie was actually filmed during the pandemic, and I think it was like the first movie that was released during the pandemic. And it's a movie that just is shot in black and white, and it's just them two. Now, if you want to see some actual some masterclass acting, watch that because they both acted their asses off in that movie. They kind of had to because it was only just them two.
No, I didn't finish that movie. That's the
Oh, you
movie
said
where he comes home and they're talking in the living room and she's like in the kitchen and he's like getting undressed and they're talking about everything that happened.
yeah, they came from a premiere.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
I did see that.
that movie is good. That movie is really good. Like their acting is really good. And the thing is, they had to sell it on just their acting ability alone because it was just them two. It's not like they were working in a huge environment with a lot of extras. It was just only them two. Miss Curiously said that movie was draining.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Miss Curie. After like the first 20 minutes, I said, yeah, this is enough for me, man. The pandemic ain't whooping my ass that bad. Yeah, okay, yeah, I seen this. Boy, let me tell you, those
But you know what? I like that they did this because I can guarantee I'm almost willing to bet that there were some people who were in relationships or married who was probably going through the same things during that pandemic when it was just them and their loved one in that house locked in during quarantine where all they could do was talk to each other. They had to talk to themselves with a wall.
facts. Let me see something. Is this it? The unexpected film. Let me see.
Candace, the name of the movie is called Malcolm and Marie. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, the acting was good. It was just in black and white, and that wasn't where I was at in my life. You know, I needed some action. This is the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? I can't be in the house. I wasn't in the house with nobody, so I didn't want to watch that. Let me see. Uh, project concept. So one of their films, their AGA production, one of their films got picked up. Gerard Butler bought it, so I guess he's gonna redo it. Like he bought their script. So
Cool. Gerard Butler's been in the acting game for years now.
let me see. All right, so this is one of the films that they put together. Hopefully, I don't get hit with it, but if I do, I'll just cut it out. But all right, here we go. This is from 2021. They shot this during the pandemic, but it's just a little concept video.
It is time.
You know what to do. Crush them.
Who's supposed to be Lex Luthor?
Follow me, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, he got like a
To the
superpower,
awakening.
and he uses music.
So artists with powers? How many are there?
He's with me.
There are others like us, hiding in the shadows. We just
That was
have
my
to
little
find
cousin. That's my cousin too. All family.
How are we supposed to unite if we keep fighting each other?
Yeah,
Hey,
boy,
Selene.
you know.
Give me something.
Oh, sapiens, like Homo sapiens.
You ain't ready, bro.
Yeah, so what they're doing with all of these projects, they're just trying to show people like, hey, we got the talent to record whatever you want. Do you want something serious? Do you want like a superhero type? So that's what their whole project is, to try to bring money and funding into Kansas City, because Missouri, you don't ever hear about nobody shooting movies here. So that's what my cousin and his partner Corey, what they're trying to do with AGA Productions.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, I noticed that the movie's called Sapiens, and when I was like, is that short for Homo sapiens? Because that's what they were called in X-Men. In X-Men, they were mutants, and they have powers like mutant-like abilities.
Yeah, that's
And
basically what it is. It's basically like mutants with powers that's dealing with music.
And it's funny you say that, because Mo, I don't know if you heard this new show that's currently on Max. I think it's on Max, called Gray Matter. I think it just got started like 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, I believe. And it's called Gray Matter, and it deals with people who have like supernatural abilities. Kind of reminds you of X-Men.
I'd rather check that out. I'm not really a superhero fan, but I'll watch them. It depends on what it is. I'll watch them, but for the most part, I don't really watch that kind of. It gets a little too far fetched for me, and I'm like, man, let's dial it back. Level headed here. So here goes their production reel here. Of course, the woodland. There your boy Salim go.
I like the music.
You said what?
As I like the music.
Yes, I mean they putting together some work. I'm trying to show y'all how talented that man PD is, man. Let me see if I can find because they got a whole bunch production hub, latest news, press. Kansas City. Yeah, I can't see it right now, but yeah, that's just a little bit of the work that they do. The unexpected film. Let me see. Oh, it's 32 minutes. We not about to watch no whole 32 minutes. Not tonight. Not tonight. But man, y'all hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, booby traps, I'm gonna send you some more stuff. I'll be putting things in the Discord because that's what we really want to do, especially with Kansas City. You know, we trying to get us a little family thing up and going. You know what I'm saying? They shoot the movies, we bring them over here, review them. But I told my cousin straight up, like, we not sugarcoating nothing. Like, hey, we treat it just like any other film we watch. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody. I mean, you get a pass, but we still got to get on your ass. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be going to see a movie this week that wasn't even on my radar, but everyone kept saying how good it was, and that's Oppenheimer.
So everybody was asking me, have I seen? Well, not everybody. Two of my homeboys asked me, have I seen it? What is it about?
It's about the dropping of that Hiroshima bomb. I'm sure you've seen it, like that big explosion. There's a very famous video, but yeah, that big bomb in Hiroshima that caused all that radiation. Yeah, it's talking about that.
That's my forte right there. That's what I did. Yeah, I gotta watch that then. Like anything that has to deal with like nuclear radiation, chemicals. I like watching all that because that's what I did. So if anytime that there was I was actually on call. I don't know if you guys remember, but they said when they dropped that Moab bomb, well, when Trump did, and it was a waste of fucking money. But the Moab bomb was supposed to be the mother of all bombs. It's supposed to be more powerful than the nukes that they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah,
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki. My bad. Nagasaki. Yeah. So the mother of all bombs is supposed to be bigger than all that, but it didn't kill nothing. But like, I mean, they dropped.
I'm gonna go see it on Wednesday. Probably put a review up.
It was a Moab bomb, somewhere around 11 tons. So I was on call for this when they went to drop the Moab bomb. Trump got in office. They dropped this. I was on call for 2 weeks because they never give you the date of when they're going to drop the bomb. It's just I had to be on call, so I had to make sure that the vehicle was gassed up, all of our extra gas containers, and all of our equipment was ready to go. In the event that if the plane crashed, nuke, it will be for me to go out there and respond to it basically. Yeah. So it was cool being like once they dropped it the next day, we went into the office. I was like, damn, that's what we was on call for. Because even after they dropped, you still on call for like another week after because they don't want you to know exactly what it is to give away the information. But I thought that was cool that I was on call for that just in case that an incident happened. When the power plant in Japan, when they had a nuclear meltdown, my supervisor, he went over there. So he was over there for like 2 or 3 months. So all these explosions dealing with nuclear weapons, I study all of those. You know, I got to go out there and test to see. All right, what we got? We got any alpha, any beta particles, any gamma, any X-rays. Well, of course, you're not gonna be able to see X-rays or gamma, but alpha and beta particles, they can collect on your clothes. So to me, all of that I don't know, man. That was an unlikely job that I had, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad that I got that job. So when you hear nukes and stuff, yeah, I'm like, man, I gotta watch that. Blast is large bomb. And what'd you say it was called?
Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was the name of the man who created the bomb.
Oh yeah, okay. World War II. Appoints Robert Oppenheimer to work on the top secret Manhattan Project. Team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. Well, actually, if we just being honest, all we did was steal the German scientists, and they the ones that actually put it together for us. The Americans wasn't researching this shit. The Germans were already ahead of us with this. It's just hell. We went over there, captured them. Well, they wanted to get away from Germany, and we put their ass to work. And it kind of makes you think, just like we was watching, why they ain't drop that motherfucker on the Germans? Drop that shit on the Japanese. That's fucked up. But I mean, just like all is fair in love and basketball, all is fair in love and war. Damn. So I'm gonna check this out then. Mm, we shall see. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got 3 hours in tonight. They own I keep saying they clone Tyrone. I give it an 8.5. I moved it up. I definitely moved it up from that 7. I give it an 8.5, and we're gonna be on here tomorrow. Of course, we got court cases and everything coming back up. I'm gonna actually start putting more videos on the More You Know channel. It's just, I've been doing some running around. We're gonna get that thing up and running. If you haven't subscribed to that,
Aren't you at like 100 now?
I think I'm like stuck at like 97, maybe. I got a feeling that channel is gonna be bigger than this channel. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because it's talking about real world stuff.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my new channel. Of course, I'm gonna be having Torian on there a lot. I'll put it in the chat. The More You Know, it's gonna be talking about more current events. Actually, what's going on right now. I'm gonna try to have more of a serious side when we're on there, but you know, man, I can't go without the jokes. But you know, we're gonna try to be respectful to everybody because it's dealing with real world shit and not TV stuff. So make sure you subscribe to my new channel. Hit up Torian Rain Reloaded channel. The brother does amazing work over there. He's going to be politically correct, and he's going to give you topics that you didn't even know were out there. But he's definitely going to break that down for you. I need to get over there, and we're going to have, I don't know when we're going to have it, but we're going to have a live talking about the writer's strike, because every day you just hear more and more about it. So it's like, hey, it's going to be a never-ending process. But hit that subscribe button. We just need 3 of y'all to hit that subscribe button on my new channel. The More You Know, we hit 100 tonight, and we're going to get back to work tomorrow. I'm probably gonna start having some lives in the morning. You know, I'm gonna be y'all news reporter in the morning times. Wake your ass up. You got the news today. I'm gonna be giving out the weather. It's gonna be cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Pause. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank y'all for tuning in. Support the channel. Cash App at the bottom of the screen. MOEDOTJ. We'll be on here tomorrow. We got the Shy coming up August 4th. The week after that, we got Winning Time, the Lakers dynasty. And then busy summer. Busy summer. I'll be in the process of moving. I'll let you guys know. Give you an update once I get a final out date. Tell me I'm leaving. We're gonna get it, man. Thank you for joining me, Torian, man. Hit that like
No
button.
problem.
Subscribe to the channels. Hey, subscribe to the More You Know. We need 100 subscribers on there tonight, man. Because if I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna be crying. Damn, man, they ain't even fuck with your boy. But now, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Remember, tomorrow's Monday. Don't work too hard. Monday and Tuesday, ease your way into the week. Wednesday, knock out all your work. Thursday and Friday, slide into the weekend. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.